It's on your end too, right? You can see it. You have the video.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Smackin' It Raw 2.5 intro, Smackin' It Raw stream outro, 6-star picks. Yeah, it's all there.
So I left it up in the open, depending on how we're looking on time, to see if we did want to do a 6-star picks. And it was just the idea was just like, these are the 6 guys that I think will get signed like next, especially after like tonight's episode of SmackDown, which we'll talk. But yeah, I don't know. Like if we have time for it, we can do it. If not, then we can like push shit onto something to next week or something.
All right.
Let's see. Let me get my notes. I took notes. Are you happy, Matt? I took notes and for all 4 shows this week.
Very happy. Good job.
I only have I only have like 2 things that I'm swallowing and 1 thing that I'm spitting from SmackDown. Everything else is just kind of like bleh.
From SmackDown?
From SmackDown.
Dude, SmackDown was a good show. I got a bunch of shit.
No, I mean like, so the way that I do it now with the new format, it's like if it was decent and it was there, it doesn't get a swallow or a spit. Like it has to be something that I really enjoyed that popped me in order for me to like give it a swallow, or I really had to have hated it for it to get a spit. So if it just happens and I don't care, then I just go ahead and just don't do anything.
That's Ryan from Front Face Lock.
I love you,
when
man.
He was on the show. This is my actual co-host, Ryan, who didn't show up the week we had you on.
Was he who I was debating back and forth about the gore?
Yes, he was.
The gore is not a spear, by the way.
Yeah, no, we had that whole. Yeah, no, we know where you are on that. That was an entire segment of the episode last week, Vince.
But
you're still wrong.
It's still true. Well, have me on again, asshole. I'm just calling you out.
I'll think about it. I got a list. I got to go through the list, and then I can run you back.
The list, the Ritter.
Like I gotta have Brett. I gotta have Brett on from Brainbuster Boys. I got shit to do. Like I made plans. Had to get Dylan on because he missed the first time when we had Marcus on.
Yeah.
I really wish you were there because I feel like most of my jokes just go over Marcus's head.
It probably does.
Yeah. He doesn't laugh at anything I say. It really hurts my feelings.
Ouch. Yeah.
So. All right. We got some people here. So. I'm going to run the intro if you guys are ready.
Question beforehand. You're just doing the live stream or you're recording as well?
From what I was told, you do the live stream, and then when you're done, it makes a recording in your past that you can go download.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I did the live stream, it only gave me the option to go live. It didn't have me record. So I was told that it was going to record. I talked to Dylan because Dylan's done this before. He uses it.
Yeah.
So the recording, he said, will be in our past episodes, and I can download it and send it to Travis. So
okay, because I did when I did the Straight Talk with the Get Show podcast, I was a little confused as well when I was doing it because I was just trying to record and not go live, but it was only giving me the option to go live.
It's in there. I saw it. So the episode that we recorded,
yeah,
where you, me, and Katie were trying shit out, is in there, and then the Straight Talk episode's sitting there too. So
perfect. Yeah, I'll delete the Straight Talk episode because it's already up on YouTube.
Whatever we gotta do.
Yeah.
But all right.
Did you tag me in the tweet this time so I can?
I did tag you in the tweet this time. You made the tweet last time, fucker.
Did I?
Yeah.
Why do you have all this hostility towards me? I'm just coming in here and I'm trying to do my best.
You're late. You're questioning me.
Isn't that like what I do every week though? Like you should be used to me.
You're a Santos Escobar fucking stan. Like there's a lot of hostility here, Vince. There's a lot of hostility.
Listen. He is my people. I support.
I'm running the intro, so shut the fuck up.
It'll shut me up because it'll just mute me.
Hopefully.
It will.
Because your outro didn't mute you last time, so we'll see if it does.
Because the outro didn't have any sound, that's why. So
I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host are not necessarily those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Smackin' It Raw podcast, the number one wrestling podcast on Pornhub, and the only place where when you talk about getting double teamed, it could mean two things. I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-hosts for this evening. Obviously, you know him. You kind of like him. He is my friend, Daddy Delgado, the Salt and Spitter Swallow, host of Straight Talk Podcast, SES Vince. Yes, he's here.
They retired my number 6 jersey across the NBA this week, Matt, because I'm that good. I'm that damn good. Yeah,
that's fantastic. You're also finally tied with Katie. You caught up, so congratulations.
You know, I have to give some suspense. You know, I have to let Katie think she's gonna win. You know, or else where's the suspense? Where's the intrigue? You know, there's no drama. I want drama.
Katie says you're not the Pornhub Poppy. I'm gonna put that up here real quick. That is not important though. What is important is finally, after a lot of work, we have got Dylan from the World Elite Podcast. He didn't make it here when we had Marcus on, so we made a very special episode for just him. Dylan, how's it going?
Hey man, I'm doing good. How y'all doing tonight?
Good. Somebody's mic's got some feedback or something going on.
Let me mute me, see if that's.
No, it might be Dylan.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I think it's Dylan.
Yeah.
So, well, Dylan works on that. Let's take a look here. So, news and rumors. First and foremost, what I want to talk about is our Patreon, because I kind of, sort of, maybe went and made a declaration on the latest episode of Return to Wrestling that could possibly bite me in the ass. And I want to get this out at the beginning of the show. So, I said on the latest episode of Return to Wrestling, which will be dropping very soon on Patreon, that come September 1st, if we get 10 people to subscribe to the $10 tier on Patreon, and I'm going to make this very clear to all of you how this is going to work, I would do a 1-hour podcast praising both Hulk Hogan and Matt Riddle. And this is not like backhanded compliments and bullshit. Like, for those 10 people who subscribe to the $10 tier, for that tier, I will make a 1-hour podcast where I say only good, nice things about both Matt Riddle and Hulk Hogan, because those are the two people that I talk the most shit about. I also said, and I have to go back and listen to verify the amount of time, but for now, I'm going to say a month until I correct myself, that if 50 people, and I set this very high for a reason, if 50 people subscribe to the Patreon at the $10 tier come September 1st, I will become an official Matt Riddle Stan account, i.e., as what Vince did with Sheamus after we caught him up in his bullshit. And the lengths at which I will go to that, I am not going to go subscribe and you'll find out. But I will live the gimmick for the determined amount of time. So if you really want to torture me and make me have to fucking kiss Matt Riddle's ass, suck his dick, whatever, for a month, do that. But make sure if you do go subscribe to the Patreon that you leave a comment letting Travis know that's why you're there, so he can count it up and make sure it's 50 people that are there for that reason, as well as the 1-hour video for the 10 people. So you'll get both. If we get 10, you'll get the video. If we get 50, you'll get the video and that. Young Kings Wrestling, YKWrestling.com, Black Lives Matter t-shirts, all of that money gets put into a fund and is donated to great causes that support, as we've talked about repeatedly, people who have been involved in situations of racial injustice, who have lost family members to police brutality, as well as various other things, but in no way, shape, or form is associated to the Black Lives Matter organization. So if that's holding you back, don't worry about that. Money goes straight to TC. TC then, gives it to individuals through GoFundMe's, as well as our Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirts, which are on sale at both our Teespring right now and Katie's Teespring. You can find that at linktree.com or linktree/creation world. Go to the merch store. That money from us goes to the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. From Katie, it goes to Planned Parenthood. If you go check hers out. So we ask that you donate and do all that. But that's all the plugging. That's all out of the way. Dylan's here to talk wrestling. Vince is here to talk wrestling, I think. I don't know.
Yes, I am. Why is there doubt? I'm multitasking, Matt.
Johnny Ace is gone. Gone, gone. Gone, 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 gone. And this is the first time I've seen the wrestling world like rejoice together, like solidarity of being happy about somebody losing their job.
What about when Joey Ryan lost his job?
Yeah, I guess that too.
I feel like there's someone else.
Are you guys happy that Johnny Ace is gone?
Yes. For sure.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I got a little distracted here because yes, I do know wrestling, and the gore is not the same thing as the spear. It's two completely different moves. We've established this. The gore is done by a rhino. The spear is done by a human being. Two different things. Two different things.
I'm happy Johnny's gone. Everything that they have done so far has been great since he's been gone. We've got a lot of talent acquisitions returning, so I'm excited for that. Yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Other news and rumors, I don't really have a lot. So I do want to talk about, there was this whole thing with AEW where, and I know Dylan, you and I specifically, have some friends that aren't big AEW fans. Shut the fuck up, Ryan. Dylan will speak when Dylan wants to speak. Who are probably going to go in and talk about this and everything, but I want to get something straight. So there was a lot of talk about how Tony Khan got tricked, how Sinclair still owns 51% of Ring of Honor, this and that, blah, blah, blah. My understanding is that Tony Khan has purchased the assets of Ring of Honor. So he has purchased the intellectual property, the branding, the tape library, all of the stuff that's important. And the reason this is important is because that's what Vince McMahon does with WCW. If you watch the WWE versus WCW documentary, Vince only purchased the intellectual property. He didn't actually buy the company outright because that's where the value was. Dylan, go ahead and speak. Ryan wants to hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. The whole thing with Tony Khan, I kind of feel like, since the whole Ring of Honor purchase, he's been, doing what Tony Khan does. He's been signing more people. We see them sometimes on Ring of Honor, but we don't see a lot of the people who, we got so excited to see when they debuted, and they've all been demoted to Dark, and seems like Rampage is like the new Dark, but it's televised. I don't know, Ring of Honor, I just can't take it seriously right now until they get some sort of TV deal, and they want us to get excited for Ring of Honor, but we're only seeing it through pay-per-views, because I ordered Supercard of Honor. I ordered their last one they just did. So, for Ring of Honor, I can't take it seriously right now. Tony Khan bought it, but he's not treating it like AEW, because AEW is his baby. So right now, I cannot take a Ring of Honor brand seriously right now. And even the titles, Claudio's holding the world title. I can't take it seriously. He's not defending it too much. He just defended it at a Battle of the Belts.
Does my forehead say cha-cha?
I don't know. Can you come here so I can take a look at your forehead real quick, Melissa?
Sorry about that.
All right, so we're gonna mute Vince and let you go on while he figures that out. Figure out if her forehead says cha-cha. Let her know. I'm with you though. Ring of Honor, like you said, Claudio, champion. He's not. I think he came out for Mox at the end of Mox's match. He didn't even have the fucking belt with him. He's not out there feeling like Ring of Honor champion. Samoa Joe barely on TV.
Exactly.
FTR holds the Ring of Honor tag belts, but they also hold like another set of belts or two. Yeah. So like they come out with all the belts, but they're not really doing anything with the Ring of Honor brand. And when they do, it's on Rampage, and Rampage mostly sucks.
It does,
so there's that.
Pretty much.
Vince is distracted, so we'll just move on. I am a huge Kat Dennings fan. I love Two Broke Girls. I loved her in Thor. So the fact that she is a new wrestling fan for the Triple H era has been one of my favorite things to watch and see on Twitter. That has been fantastic.
Same here.
I've enjoyed the shit out of that. And Flair apparently passed out twice from dehydration in his quote unquote last match, and he's already talking about doing it again. Like you could have died. You passed out twice from dehydration. He's like, oh, next time I'll drink more water and less beer. Like, probably shouldn't be drinking beer anyway, you fucking old ass man. Like, are you a Ric Flair fan?
As a person, no. As a wrestler, I think he's the greatest of all time.
Okay.
But that was the saddest shit I ever watched. I ordered that damn shit. But I ordered it for the card. I didn't order it for his match. I ordered it for the card. The card was good. But that match was so pathetic. And he looked bad. And of course, Ric Flair, being just like John Moxley, had to bleed. And it was one of the saddest things I've ever watched in my life.
I mean, there's a point where you're going to ruin your legacy, and we are at that point. Katie, I agree. Ivan Drago, if he dies, he dies. Yeah, and the fact that now he's doing something with the Colognes, I think, or he's trying to set another last match up in like Puerto Rico. Like, why are you doing this? Why can't you just like fade off into the ether and be okay? Like, you have a legacy, it's cemented, and
Right.
the more you're around and the more you do, the more you're ruining that for everyone that likes you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, honestly, he's gonna continue to keep doing these like last match ever shows or whatever because people are gonna buy it. Like, if there's revenue coming in, he's gonna keep fucking doing it because, like, unfortunately, that's the old wrestler mentality. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna keep getting my payday, and that's what this is. It's payday. If we all just ignore it, not care, or not buy his stuff, like, I don't think he'll keep doing it.
You're right. And like Bakley says, 3 years later, we're going to see Ric Flair's last match, part 5. In 3 years, let's be honest, it'll probably be on 10. He's probably going to do 2 a year. And it's going to be his last match tour until he actually dies in the ring. JJ says he needs the money and that Vince cut him off. So probably, I mean, yeah, I could see that. Though Charlotte's not taking care of her dad. Like, isn't that what you're supposed to do with your elderly parents when they're useless? Which he basically is at this point. Is you take care of him. She's making good money. She doesn't have to be on TV. Andrade's out there making decent money. They're married. Like, can't like maybe put Flair in a home or something, get someone to take care of him and watch him, make sure he's not like leaving the house and embarrassing himself.
Yeah, I mean, with Ric Flair, it seems like he has, like you said, that wrestler mentality. Like, he's never going to want to let it go. He's one of those old superstars you see nowadays, mostly in AEW, like a Sting, or even, I wouldn't say recently, but Tully Blanchard. It seemed like he always wanted to wrestle, but he was always managing FTR.
Terry Funk.
Yeah,
Terry
I mean,
Funk's
the
a good
list goes
example.
on and on with the wrestlers, but Flair seems like, for Ric Flair, the next thing you're going to see is Ric Flair's last match, and then in parentheses, it's going to say for real this time, and then it goes on and on and on, and it's never going to end with this guy, like someone said, until he actually dies in the ring.
Or as Jesus said, till he takes a bump and turns to dust, which would actually be really cool. Like, imagine, like that idiot Matt Riddle comes out and he kicks his shoes off and all the little fucking animals fly out. Same thing, but he just takes a back bump and then just into dust. Maybe like rainbow colored dust. That'd be cool.
He's gonna Thanos
that
himself. That's what he's gonna do.
I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Vince, you're not watching the only uncensored Japanese climax to air on TV for money, correct? The G1 climax?
No, the G1 climax, no.
Yeah, it's the only uncensored Japanese climax you can pay for on TV. That's what it's facts. Dylan, are you watching G1 climax?
No, I'm not.
I'm not either, but I listened to Mr. Warren Hayes cover it, and the only reason I gave a shit was because the only New Japan wrestler that I enjoy or acknowledge properly, the Great Okan, was in it, and I was hoping the Great Okan would do well. I have now understood 2 things about the G1 climax. One, Great Okan is mathematically eliminated, cannot win it, so I have no interest going forward. However, Mr. Warren Hayes did inform us, if you listen to his G1 climax coverage, that apparently there was a match that had a haunted metal glove that I'm very curious about. Like, I want to know whose metal glove. I need to know more about the lore of this metal glove. So now New Japan has me intrigued because I need to know more about this metal glove that possesses people and does shit. Like, so between Great Okan and the metal glove, and then possibly like their partnership with Stardom, they may slowly suck me in. So I know Taichi has stripper pants. Is it Taichi's glove, or did he find like a haunted glove that belonged to someone else? Bakley, let me know. Like, I need to know who the glove belonged to, how it possesses people. Like, I need information.
This sounds like the Undertaker's urn. This sounds
The
like
guy
the
who
Undertaker.
trained him handed it down. Is that guy dead though? Like, is his ghost possessing the glove? Like, this is the information I need. All right, let's get into the show. Dylan, you are our guest, so you were going to start us off. Spit or swallow?
So I actually never take notes for my own show, so I actually came prepared with notes for this one. So I guess I'll start off with Spit, I guess.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to Monday Night Raw with the announcement of the newest tournament for the women's tag titles. And I'm not hating on the tournament. I think it's kind of pointless because of the makeshift tag teams they're bringing into this. But I do love the idea of showcasing women's wrestling. You know, I'm all for women's wrestling. I love that they showcase it more and more. And now that Triple H is in charge, you're going to start seeing more of that, which is awesome. But there's one little thing about it, and that's the NXT side of things. And bringing in Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark. And Zoe Stark is challenging Mandy Rose for the women's title at Heatwave on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But you have Gigi Dolan and JC Jane right there in front of you. And you don't pick them, you do Nikita and Zoe. I think that's a horrible decision. And the thing is, I already kind of know who's going to win that tournament. I mean, it's pretty obvious with Dakota Kai and Io Sky. But I mean, you could have at least put them in and give some competition towards the ones who we know is actually going to win, because we already know the outcome of this thing. I believe it's going to turn in to a Money in the Bank when CM Punk beat John Cena. He went away for a little while. Then John Cena won the title. CM Punk came back with the actual title. Something tells me that Sasha and Naomi are going to come back at Clash at the Castle. They're going to have the titles with them. And it's going to cause this whole thing like we saw in 2011. It's just recycling old storylines.
Yeah, but so I'm with you and I'm not. Like, I'm swallowing the big opening women's segment and the 6-woman brawl. I am spitting the team of Alexa and Asuka because I even tweeted this out today. A lot of these teams don't make sense and seem like they were put together for either convenience or like Shotzi and Xia Li. They're both heels and they're both Asian, so now they are in a tag team. Like, they really don't have anything, any interaction, any past, any history there that would make you think these two are going to be a team other than that. And that kind of bothers me. Same thing kind of with Raquel and Aaliyah. Like, they're both baby faces and they're both people of color, so we'll stick them together. Like, the team pairings don't make sense. Ideally, I would have liked to see Alexa and Liv. Liv is champion now. She's not in the tournament, whatever. However, I am very excited for what you just said, recycling, because Sasha and Naomi coming back to challenge probably Io and Dakota. I'm sure the finals are going to be Asuka and Alexa versus Io and Dakota. Like, those are going to be great matches. And with Dakota and Io advancing over Dana and Tamina in the first round, we have already had one match longer than the entire Queen of the Ring tournament.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's
One
true.
match
Yep.
lasted longer than an entire Queen of the Ring tournament. So for that, I'm swallowing all of this. But I am spitting the pairings.
Right.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm spitting the pairings as well. I'm spitting the fact they brought up Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark. Zoe Stark, I have no issues with whatsoever. But Nikita, like, why are you bringing her up? Like they're not gonna do anything. It's just a makeshift tag team. If they should have brought anybody up, it should have been either Team Ninja or it should have been Toxic Attraction or just some actual established NXT tag team. That I thought that's what should have been, or at least pair two people up that made more sense than Zoe Stark and Nikita. Aside from the mixed match and like the pairings being just like thrown together, you can spit that, but you never know. Something could come out of this. I mean, Dakota Kai and Io Sky, they're a thrown together team. They're just happen to be in a faction, and they're going to build on that chemistry and continue going forward. So as long as you build on it, I'm all about it. And they'll eventually
the majority of this team's going forward, I don't see anything like I feel like they're put together for the tournament, and after the tournament, most of these teams are going to fall apart. I agree with you. Toxic Attraction should have been brought up for this tournament. Why did they not do that? Like,
exactly.
That would have been a great team. Instead of Nikita and Zoe, you could have used Faraz and Valentina. Valentina Faraz and God, what the hell's her name?
I don't know. Ask Benji. He knows both of them. Um, some I know who you're talking about, man. I don't know their names either. Uh,
I'm assuming Floor Slapper Sports. I almost called him Cock Slapper Sports. Is Tim.
Yeah, it is.
Him. They better not be in the fucking finals. They
well,
better
okay,
not be.
Matt. See the way you said that Asuka and Alexa were going to be in the finals. They actually can't because they're actually going to face Dakota Kai and Io Sky next. So they're facing each other in the semifinals. So they're going to face whoever wins on the SmackDown side of the bracket, which is either going to be Raquel and Aaliyah, or it's going to be Natty and Sonya, or Nikita and Zoe Stark.
Let it be Natty and Sonya. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, Natty's got some. Well, Vince is gone, but Natty's got something on that company that she keeps getting put in shit. Yes, Ulisa Leon. Thank you, Jeebus. Leon and Frois. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know. We'll see. Vince, spit or swallow.
Let's see here. I'm gonna swallow NXT Kevin Owens being back on my television screen. Like the intensity. That's the Kevin Owens that debuted at Takeover and just completely destroyed Sami Zayn. He did the same thing to Ezekiel. They didn't get a chance to pay off the Zeke versus KO feud. I think this kind of like puts a pin on that feud permanently, and now this is going to establish Kevin Owens going forward as a more serious threat, as a more credible challenger to not only the United States Championship and Bobby Lashley, but also Roman Reigns or whoever gets that title off of him and is the dominant like top champion on Raw. So I'm just swallowing Kevin Owens going back to his roots. I love his comedy. He's fantastic. He's one of the most versatile wrestlers on the entire company, but I'm glad to see him like taking this pivot.
I 100% agree. I mean, you sit there and you watch the power bomb on the apron, you know, the ferocity that we had when he debuted in NXT, and it's like, okay, this is Triple H's direction. This is where Triple H wants to go, and we're week after week, segment after segment, we are watching that unfold, and it really is making. I mean, I don't know how it feels for people who don't watch NXT, who only watch the main roster or casual fans. But for people like me, and I'm assuming all of us who watch NXT Black and Gold, who, you know, watch Dynamite, who also watch Raw and SmackDown, and have connections to some of these wrestlers that we never really got to see get what we wanted to out of the main roster to slowly start going in the direction we hoped they would. Even someone as old as Kevin Owens, who's had a great run on the main roster. I mean, Universal Champion, US Champion, like, not to say Kevin Owens hasn't been utilized great. It's just they played more onto his character and less on the ruthless side of Kevin Owens. To see that is really exciting. It's got me hard.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like this also puts a pin in the character of Ezekiel. I kind of feel like now that he got taken out on the stretcher, also I keep bringing up Triple H is in charge now. I think we may see the return of Elias once he finally grows the facial hair back out. I think because when seeing Ezekiel, I was very confused by the character. I didn't like it from the jump, and I still didn't like it right now. So I think this is the perfect chance. Bring Elias back, and I would say maybe even put this more into the Kevin Owens storyline once Elias returns. You know, confuse Kevin Owens even more than what he was already confused from the Ezekiel character. You know, it's that long-term storytelling, but I actually like the idea for bringing Elias back and confusing Kevin Owens even more than what he was.
Oh, if they do a story where Ezekiel is in the hospital paralyzed and can never wrestle, so now Elias has to come back to avenge his bro. I am going to eat that up so hard. Like, I need him full on paralyzed from the waist down, can't get a hard on, nothing, like completely useless, cannot walk, very sad and upset. And then here comes Elias to avenge his brother, smash guitars over his head, and let them have a real blood feud. Well, the whole time Kevin Owens is like, he doesn't even fucking exist. You're him. Like, if he's fucking paralyzed, you should be paralyzed too. Like, yes, please give me that.
That would be great.
I'm gonna blow my raw load first real early here. I'm swallowing the return of motherfucking Dexter Lumis.
Yes.
Because I loved the character of Dexter Lumis on NXT until we got to after the Index wedding and it all kind of went downhill. Like everything up to that point, but everything Triple H did with Dexter, I loved. He, again, Kevin Nash, prettier than Shawn Michaels. Fucking Will Gray can go talk to a wall about that. It's facts. I believe it was decided in the poll. Dexter Lumis is another one of those men that kind of makes me question my sexuality on occasion. Like, I'm married, I have a daughter, it is what it is, but Dexter Lumis might, with enough drinks persuade me to, have fun one night. Like, he's a very pretty man, but also, like, he looks like he's a great cuddler. He really does. And I wouldn't mind being put to sleep by him. Like, I'd let him lull me to sleep in his strong, muscular arms with that mustache. But no, the car crash, which everyone is linking to Dexter Lumis, him getting arrested from the crowd, doing some sort of, I'm assuming, stalker gimmick for AJ Styles, which could be fun and cool.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
go back to his roots in NXT.
Exactly. And then giving him some like character, because now we have to know why he's stalking either The Miz or AJ Styles, whoever he was out there for. Like, why was he in the crowd? Why was he coming after them? What is the beef there? I'm so excited for it. Yes, it is 2022 and everyone is a little gay. Thank you, Katie. So that is my biggest swallow for Monday Night Raw was the return of Dexter Lumis on my TV. I'm super excited.
Yes, same here. To add to what you were saying, like my point was the overarching storytelling that was going on in the background. That's stuff that NXT used to do a lot, like Black and Gold, and Triple H loves doing that. I didn't even notice that until after the fact when people were pointing out that there was a car crash in the background with Dewdrop and Nikki ASH happening. Then like people were running around. I thought it was perfect. It was perfect. I loved it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, going from what you were saying, yeah, the car crash, I didn't even realize until I was scrolling through Twitter, and even the official Twitter page for WWE even acknowledged it. So the moment I saw it, I'm like, yeah, we're seeing something. I mean, somebody's coming back. This is either going to play in to the women's side of things, because it only really made sense when the women were doing something. The women were looking at it. The cops started coming out when the women were getting interviewed, so we didn't know if this was playing into the women's tag team thing, or is this going to go off of something way different. So the moment, I saw him looking at AJ as he was getting arrested, it's going to get interesting. I'm ready for Monday. I think it's going to be good.
And Rikishi tweeted out, he swears to God it wasn't him this time. So, like, that was fantastic as well. I'd let him make a shirt from my skin. I'd let him make an entire bodysuit and wear me, Alex. Also, Bakley, nobody watches Impact. You're the only person that knows that. Dylan, spit or swallow? What you got?
So I did a spit already, so I'm going to do a swallow. And the only other one that was not mentioned yet by either two of you, I'm going to go on the AEW side of things. One of the very few things they're doing right now, and that's setting up a good main event for All Out with the return of CM Punk. We're getting the champion versus champion, and we already know with them two, it's going to be a bloodfest. Mox is going to be bleeding within the first maybe 3 minutes of the match. He's going to take a headlock, and somehow he'll be busted open, pouring blood. CM Punk, we know, can bleed. We've seen the dog collar match with MJF. It's going to be a good main event, but it just makes me wonder, is there something that's going to happen at the end? We haven't seen MJF in a while. For me, MJF is a world champion caliber wrestler. We haven't seen him since the pipe bomb, if you want to call it that.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe at the end of All Out, whoever wins, whether it's Mox, whether it's Punk, I would love to see something happen at the end. It was All Out last year, got a really good finish with Cole and Danielson debuting. For me, I think you got to go up on that, and you got to do something big at All Out again. So while we're getting a good main event, we got to get something really good at the end to close it out. All Out for me is like the top pay-per-view for AEW. So you got to close out with something big. But yeah, that's my swallow is the main event they're setting up with CM Punk and Mox.
I agree with you.
Vince, would you like to chime in on CM Punk?
Uh-oh.
Well, I agree with Dylan. That's one of the two swallows from the entire episode of Dynamite was CM Punk and Jon Moxley. I don't quite care for the match. Like, I'm not like, oh man, I can't wait to see this match. But like, I know it's gonna be good. It's just like it's kind of like Brock and Roman. I'm not like oozing and chomping at the bit to see the match, but I know it's going to be good, and it's like a high profile match. So they need these high profile matches. That's specifically what AEW needs going forward. It's a bit more high profile matches, and that's what this is going to be. And it's going to be here in Chicago. It's going to be all out. The question is, are they going to boo Mox out of the building? Because Chicago can be homers. They can be homers,
and they should be. Listen. I was listening to Wrestle Index. I know Tim is a huge Mox fan. I was listening to what he was saying. He said this is probably the biggest match they could put together. Me personally, I think the biggest match they could put together, they already kind of did with Daniel Bryan and CM Punk. Like, that to me is their top tier talent match. Like, I don't give a fuck about Jericho and his 40 iterations of different characters, whether he's a sports entertainer or he's claiming that he's the last survivor of the Heart Dungeon, which isn't even fucking true, because even if it's not TJ, it's fucking Natty. It's not Jericho. Like,
no,
pick one or the other. Or the Painmaker because he likes anal. Like, whatever his deal is, I don't care. Mox, I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'm not. But I am kind of excited for this match. I did love the My Way treatment that people were giving it on Twitter with the face-off between Mox and CM Punk thrown back to Austin and The Rock. Like, in my opinion, not that level, but I get it. It's cool. It's fun. It made me go back and listen to some Limp Bizkit this week, so I appreciate that, Twitter. It's been a while since I've thrown Limp Bizkit on. But yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That's a swallow.
Yeah. I'm gonna use this opportunity since you brought him up. I'm just gonna spit Chris Jericho's existence because I do that every week when he shows up on
it is
television.
Your turn, so you can spit.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, I don't want to waste my spit on Chris Jericho.
You were just gonna waste your spit on Chris Jericho.
I just wanted to throw like a quick little a quickie spit, like it wasn't my legit official one. Okay. Well, if that's
I encourage everyone in the chat, and also thank you all for being here. Alice, Katie, JJ, Justin, Ryan, if you're still there, Tim, everyone that came and joined us. I appreciate you, and feel free to do like Jeebus, and spit and swallow along with us in the chat, and I'll throw it up here for everyone to see, because Jeebus is spitting the fact that you haven't stripped yet. So when's that happening?
Well, I'm not stripping on the stream, guys. That's free content. That's stuff you put behind the paywall. Like, if they want to see, they can go ahead and.
So are you making the OnlyFans? Because
I don't know. That's not really up to me. I can't.
It is up to you. It's 100%.
No,
Melissa's right there. I can see her arm. Ask her. Say, hey, babe, can I make an OnlyFans and strip on OnlyFans?
Can I make an OnlyFans and strip on OnlyFans? She said sure. She said sure.
You got permission.
I don't know how many people will follow, though.
We'll see.
That I heard.
I will not follow.
Well, that's not very smacking.
Why would she pay for it?
Exactly. She wouldn't pay. Jesus is the one that's thirsting over here in the chat, so maybe Jeebus is going to pay.
Would you follow Matt if he had an OnlyFans?
I support.
Watch Pornhub?
Yeah.
Does she know that she's on the podcast right now live?
Yeah, she knows. She knows.
Okay.
She was on Straight Talk with the Get Show crew. Okay. She actually showed on it.
I'm actually excited for this, and I also agree. Like, if I had an OnlyFans, would you subscribe, seeing as you prefer porn with people that look like me?
Don't put that narrative out there. Don't
she put it out there. She literally just said it. She just said it.
No.
Matt, I will say you're smarter than everyone on the Straight Talk show because they're idiots.
Well, thank you. See, I might hire her.
Idiots.
I might bring her in and replace you.
Oh yeah, you go ahead. I'll go and shower. And I'll go get some pizza or something to eat.
What's your spit or swallow, Vince?
I'm gonna swallow the team of Io Sky, Sky Kai. I'm calling them right now, defeating Dana Brooke and Tamina. Them advancing in the tournament. I know we're circling back to Raw, but I'm just really excited to see Io Sky back on WWE TV, because for a good spell there, she just wasn't there. What? Wait.
No, Ryan, let Dylan speak. Dylan has been speaking.
Yeah, I have.
I feel like he turned the stream off, came back, and just missed everything that you said.
Pretty much, yeah. It seems like that.
Give me another listen and listen back to the entire show, and then you'll hear Dylan speak. We'll get back to him. We already talked about Kai Sky, as you called them, a little bit. So I'm going to go back to Raw, and I'm going to swallow the fact that Riddle is not only not been on Raw, but then his two buddies who have gone out of their way to harass my hero Seth Rollins for no fucking reason to try and defend him are getting their asses kicked by Seth Rollins every week. So Seth beating the Street Profits, along with putting Riddle on the shelf, huge swallow.
Yeah. I got that on the swallow as well. The match specifically themselves, Seth versus Dawkins, it was one of the better matches on the show. I very much enjoyed it.
I'm gonna start calling them Riddle's lackeys. They're not even gonna get until I find something better. They're not getting the honor of being called the Street Profits anymore because I love them. And then they, again, there's a curse of Matt Riddle, ladies and gentlemen. We talked about this. Everyone who hitches their wagon to Matt Riddle, and we listed them off last week: Timothy Thatcher, Keith Lee, Randy Orton, MSK. Something bad happens.
Yeah.
Street Profits are now losing since they have hitched their wagon to Matt Riddle. Everyone that associates with this man is either losing, fired, or injured. Stay the fuck away from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dylan, I'm going to allow you to speak again. Spit or swallow.
All right. So I hope Ryan's listening, because I am speaking. But I'm gonna go to another spit because all my swallows have been taken already. So the end of Dynamite before Punk comes back, same shit over and over again. We've been seeing this forever, and I'm so tired of it. It's a brawl between the Jericho Appreciation Society and the Blackpool Combat Club, along with Kingston and his guys. It's the same shit over and over, and I thought we were going to get something big. I mean, obviously we got CM Punk coming back, but before Punk came back, before I even thought about him coming back, 'cause I didn't think Punk was going to come back during a brawl. And we got that brawl, and I was like, come on, man. Like, we end this shit all the time. This should have ended a long time ago. Even at Blood and Guts, it should have been done.
Oh, yeah.
And they continue it, and it seems like they're not going away from it. It's annoying. But Punk coming back kind of saved the end of Dynamite. Not by much, though, because I feel like they rushed Punk back because it seemed like he was hobbling a little bit at the end. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping they're not rushing him back too quickly because their ratings are dropping pretty bad, I think, right now. And even with Triple H running things now, it seems like AEW is not even competition right now.
Oh, they're not. They're not. Like, unfortunately, like they were competition to NXT. They even if like Triple H wasn't around, I don't think they're still competition to WWE because you still need the like the casual fans, and unfortunately, they still haven't attracted those casual fans, and that's the one thing that AEW just doesn't have. Like honestly, like even for me, and I love wrestling. I'm a diehard wrestling fan. Sometimes I find it hard to even tune into AEW because I feel like some storylines are start and stop. A lot of the wrestlers that I do know aren't really doing much. Like a Keith Lee, I feel like he could be doing way more than being in a tag team with Swerve. Just little stuff like that. Like I find very little things to swallow on Dynamite.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a few swallows for Dynamite. Dynamite was much better than Rampage, but I cannot stand. See, I don't know what he's talking about. I have not seen a comment about a definition for interim. That was in the chat. That was not in this chat. That was in the league. So, and it's just kind of randomly throwing shit up now. Like I'm not even clicking on stuff. So, but no, I absolutely spit Jericho, the JAS. I spit Anna doing this Dark Order-esque gimmick now that she's part of the JAS, which is weird to me that she's just like getting mad and choking people out backstage. I can't stand fucking Save Big Money at Menards and Angelo Parker or whatever the fuck his name is. Those I don't like those guys.
No,
that whole thing and Jericho, like the entire, as I call them, jagoffs, are a huge spit. Kingston being involved with them still, the brawling, all of it. I agree with you. Vince, spit or swallow?
Okay, I'm gonna swallow. This is a 2-part swallow. I'm gonna swallow Rey Mysterio versus Finn Balor because I thought the match was very good. But then we also got Rhea Ripley coming out with the Poppy energy, dominating Sub Mysterio into submission and costing his dad the victory against Finn. So I'm just swallowing like this. Like Rhea seems to be like the fixture in Judgment Day, and I'm just loving it. I'm swallowing that. And then in the whole, I'm including the Rey Finn match.
I'm going to do one better and give credit where credit is due, because TC from Young Kings Wrestling gifted us the term Sub Mysterio
Yes.
to replace Dom Mysterio, because he's not a Dom, he's a sub. He clearly is. But I also have Finn defeating Rey, and Rhea delivered Sub Mysterio after he failed to endure sexecution backstage, because as I call them, they are the sexecutioners, and he was sexecuted. So Sub Mysterio getting sexecuted and then dropped off on stage, costing Rey the win. Big swallow. I agree with you there, Vince. Also, Emo Mysterio getting mad at Edge. Like, he was there. He knows he was pushed by Rhea, and that's what happened. Like, you physically got touched and shoved into it, but you're taking your anger out on Edge, not out where it belongs. So there's that whole thing of like getting all emo and shoving Edge and being a dick to Edge for no fucking reason. Like, you got in Edge's way. That's on you. I get Edge like left and didn't apologize. He went and chased Finn off and all of that. That part I get, but like the spear part, that wasn't on Edge. He knows that. He was there.
Maybe he just doesn't like to be edged. It could just be that.
Maybe he doesn't like being. I mean, obviously he couldn't handle being edged because he passed out and then got dropped on the stage. So, I'm spitting Thakita Lyons versus the stripper secretary Kiana James. That match was a botch fest. I want to like Thakita Lyons, I really do. Listen, I am an advocate for Shotzi Blackheart. She yells, she drives tanks, all of that. And with her, I don't mind it. But with Thakita, the yelling, the fucked up cannonball, or as they said on Twitter, Q-annonball, that she did in the corner where she like caught herself and tried to walk out of it and didn't hit Kiana. Like, all of that was fucking terrible.
Thank you.
So that whole match is getting spit.
I'm swallowing the fact that Matt's actually spitting Nikita Lyons this week, and he's
finally
on board.
I'm swallowing her as a person, like,
which is fine.
I'm spitting her match. Or
I know
her in ring ability.
Swallowing her aesthetically because she's a white woman with a fat ass. That's the only reason why you're swallowing her.
It has nothing to do with her being a white woman. I swallow all women with fat asses. Okay, I also swallow Dexter Lumis.
He's got a fat ass too. Dexter Lumis got a fat ass.
Exactly. Like, this isn't about gender and this isn't about race. It's about asses. And I
okay. All right. Got to clarify that.
I appreciate it. Dylan, spit or swallow?
So it's not in my notes, but I watched a good Friday Night SmackDown tonight, and the return of Hit Row gets a swallow from me. Thank you. Triple H is doing it week after week. And I'm not one to believe the dirt sheets, but every time they report that WWE's interested in somebody, they come back the exact same night.
The exact same night. They did it with Cross. They did it with Dexter Lumis. And I think, was there mention of like Dakota or Io or Bailey? I think that's the only one.
Dakota was the one that got it. I don't even think Io got it. Even Bailey, that was like the only kept secret. Yes. That one. The rest of them, the dirt sheets are getting a hold of it very quickly, and they're coming back the same night.
I was honestly very much surprised about Hit Row. Yeah, like because I saw that in the dirt sheets earlier today, as I was like, because I was writing up a list of like wrestlers that will be re-signed by Triple H, and I'm like, Hit Row, that's an interesting one. Would they really bring them back? Sure enough, they did, and they didn't even skip a beat, Dylan. Like they didn't skip a fucking beat. They didn't even miss Swerve Strickland. They could add someone else, and then just keep on moving things. I don't think they need Swerve.
Here's where I'm interested. Because they did say that Ashanti and his name is escaping me.
Ashanti the Adonis, B-Fab.
I said Ashanti and
B-Fab and Top Dollar.
Top Dollar. There we go. They did say they were coming back. They did not mention B-Fab. So with B-Fab being back and with Scarlett being back, I want to know what this means for WWE and OnlyFans, because both B-Fab and Scarlett have OnlyFans, and I checked and they're still up. So does this either A, mean that WWE wrestlers will be allowed to open OnlyFans and be on OnlyFans, which means we might get that much wanted Natalya Jenny Neidhart crossover on Jenny's, which means I may have to re-up, or maybe Shotzi was doing some stuff with Scarlett. Now she won't have to wear a mask. Like, I'm more interested in what this means for OnlyFans than anything else, but I do absolutely swallow Hit Row showing up, and I'm glad that they're going to get the run that they didn't get They don't need Swerve. They existed before they added Swerve to the group. Like they went out and they did their stuff on the indies without Swerve. I'm fully on board with this. They're going to be a tag team with either a female manager / wrestler. I know she's very green, so we'll see where she's at as far as that goes. But she's a great mouthpiece and a great addition to the group, either as a manager, sometimes wrestler, kind of like Zelina Vega. Probably not as talented in ring, but along those lines, we'll see. So I'm curious to see where they go, and we do need more tag teams because that tag team division is thin as fuck. Like you have the New Day, the Viking Raiders, now Hit Row, and then the Usos, and that's really it on SmackDown. Except for, what we'll talk about with Maximum Male Models and Garza and Humberto, who are now back, but we'll get to that. Unless that's what you want to swallow now, Vince.
Is it my turn? Because I thought it was.
It is your turn.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm swallowing. I'm swallowing Maximum Male Models backstage, interacting with the most beautiful tag team in all of WWE, Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo, who I hope get their last names back. I love that interaction. They're establishing the tag team division, and hopefully this leads to an actual split of the tag titles so that there's a tag team division on Raw and a tag team division on SmackDown. Because right now, SmackDown seems to like be stacking up these tag teams, and I'm just excited for all that.
I just really enjoyed the fact that they went in there and they started like pitching joining Max Male Models, and fucking Max Dupree is all like, "You're not Max Male Model material." And they're like, "Bitch, we weren't talking to you. We were talking to her." And Garza just like swerved around me. He's like, "Hey, give me a call." Like that whole interaction there and the smile on her face and how angry Max was about how he just got straight up ignored and his sister is getting hit on in front of him for his company, like that I enjoyed.
Honestly, that little like screen grab of like Max Dupree being right in Angel Garza's face is like contender for thumbnail of the week, because it was Dexter Lumis being like escorted out, but that shit just is hilarious to me. Angel Garza's face, Max Dupree's face. I don't know how to choose, Matt. I don't know how to choose.
Well, you don't have to. You can swallow it all, Vince. I am going to go back to NXT with a spit. I'm spitting Roddy Strong, still not getting tossed out of Diamond Mine. The fact that he said that last week was a test for them. Then he got mad when the Creeds didn't show up for him. And they're like, "Yeah, bitch, we were testing you too." Like, getting mad that they're hanging out with other people like Apollo Crews. I am going to swallow the Roddy versus Apollo match, though, because that was a fucking banger. And hopefully the Creeds are finally smartening up. Like, they watched the tape. They saw what Roddy did.
What did Roddy do? I missed it.
He cost them that match last week and hit one of the Creeds, and it's a whole thing. So hopefully they're turning on Roderick Strong. We get Roderick Strong the fuck out of this group because he's annoying as shit as the leader of this group, and I'm not feeling it anymore. I really like the Creeds. I called them the Creeds. They beat MSK, got the titles, earned my respect. Matt Shitty Kids down bad. Creeds on top, champions. So, don't worry, Jesus. We'll get to that. Trust me, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will. We'll get to that for sure.
Dylan, spit or swallow.
So this may be the only thing I bring up outside of the ring, even outside of any promotions. I'm gonna spit the entire IWC right now after the return of Hit Row. The moment they return, they automatically bring up Swerve Strickland and say how he's wasting away in AEW when he's currently a tag champion with Keith Lee. So I wouldn't necessarily say you're wasting away someone. If you're wasting away, you're talking about Ruby Soho. You're talking about other guys the TK brings in, automatically thinks they're stars, and then gets demoted to AEW Dark, or even their televised AEW Dark on Rampage. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're wasting away Swerve Strickland. Yes, it would be nice to see Hit Row as a full faction, but you can't downsize Ashante the Adonis, Top Dollar, and BFAB, because I think they're great. Because I watched them three perform at a GCW event in Texas against Shane Taylor Promotions, and that was a fantastic match. So they're capable of doing good things. So don't necessarily say that Hit Row is not complete just because Swerve Strickland's not there.
Well,
I agree.
I didn't really see much of that on my.
Well, he replied back to somebody who said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What I saw on my feed was stuff like man, I wish Swerve was here. It would have been cool to see all four of them. Or other people saying like, damn, Swerve over here looking at Hit Row debuting on SmackDown while he's over here on AEW. Yes, he's a tag team champion, but you can make a case that they're the tag team champions, but they're not really doing anything with them. You know, they're on Dark, they're on or Rampage, or
I mean, other than Mox and Jade Cargill, they're not really doing much for any of their champions right now.
no one.
The All Atlantic Championship seems to be non-existent. Where's Pac at? I mean, is he ever defending it? I mean,
he's a traveling man.
So I was gonna say, apparently, I thought this was gonna be like an intercontinental title because I still feel like the TNT and TBS titles are TV titles. So like that would be like a third tier title to me.
right.
But apparently, this is more of like a travel the territory sort of title where he defends it on Dark. He goes to other promotions and defends it. That's what they're doing with it. Even though Japan is not in the Atlantic, he goes to Japan and defends it against those wrestlers because that makes sense. Still pisses me off, but yeah, I don't know. There is a lot of stuff I enjoy about AEW, and then they leave a lot to be desired as well. They got a lot they could work on. Vince, spit or swallow?
Okay, let's go back to NXT, and I'm gonna spit the rounds match. Like, I want better for Wes Lee. Like this, like what was the point of them wearing boxing gloves if this wasn't technically a boxing match? Like I get they were being used as props, but it just like it felt kind of like pointless. Like I don't know, man. I just didn't like it. I like what am I drawing a blank?
Trick Willie?
Trick Williams, yeah. I like Trick Williams. I like Wesley. I just don't like what they did.
Can you say match. I like Trick Willie for me?
No.
Please?
No.
Won't do it OnlyFans. Won't say I like Trick Willie. Will you swallow Trick Willie for me?
No.
Jesus Christ, Vince.
By the way, Melissa's laughing because she's tuning into the live stream so she can actually hear what the fuck we're saying because you can't hear it because it's in the headphones. So
my thing is, I feel like if she wasn't sitting next to you, you would do this for me. So I feel like she is holding you back.
No, she's not. I mean, I just said that like
I haven't heard you say one thing about Hangman and assless chaps or any of really the thirsting over men that you normally do when she's in the other room sleeping or watching Modern Family.
I was just talking about Maximum Male Models and the most beautiful tag team in WWE and Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. Like,
you're holding back, man.
I guess, man.
Katie is spitting the fact that you won't say Trick Willie.
Maybe I'll hold out. Maybe you stop pushing a specific narrative, and maybe I will say it.
I'm not trying to push a narrative. I just asked you to say something for me.
No. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about something.
What narrative? I'm not pushing the narrative that you like to watch porn with people that look like me. That was created somewhere else and passed on to me, and I am flattered. And I told you that, Vince. I really am flattered that this is what you want to see when you're doing your thing.
Moving on. Who's the last? Who was the last on here? It was me,
you were
right?
Last, yeah.
And
you did the rounds. I'm gonna swallow Vinci and Carmelo. Like, I have not been feeling Vinci up until this point, but him coming out, doing what he did, pulling a fast one on Carmelo Hayes, kind of getting Carmelo Hayes off his game a little bit. I enjoyed that. And I think those two are going to put on a banger of a match. So I'm all for Vinci Carmelo North American title, NXT. I'm good with that. So that is a
same. I got that on there as well.
Yeah.
Dylan, spit or swallow?
So I'm gonna go to a swallow, and I'm gonna go with the whole storyline with the Young Bucks, trying to look for a tag team partner for the trios tournament, and I think it's all leading to Kenny Omega coming back. I want it, and I think it all makes sense for Kenny to come back.
Okay. I am not a huge Omega fan. I call him Kenny Blow Omega, and I call him the Young Cucks. I am glad that we are not getting Hung Bucks because I would hate having to say that every week because I am not a fan of that whole idea. So I like that Hangman turned them down because I don't like the fucking Bucks. And I feel like by saying Hung Bucks, I'm implying that they're hung, and I don't want to push. That's a narrative I don't want to push. Like I feel like they have small dicks. Is what it is.
Um,
Not so hung bucks. Like Hangman's hung, but not the Bucks. Anyway, neither here nor there. I guess it'll be cool for the trio stuff. It keeps Kenny out of the main event picture, keeps the Bucks out of the tag team title picture, so we can focus on other stuff. Depending on where it ends up, if it ends up being Dark Order versus the Elite, with Hangman having to decide between his groups of friends, that could be fun. So yeah, we'll see where it goes. I'd actually kind of like to say, or I would kind of like to see Dark Order actually do something and win this whole thing. Like that would be cool to me because they haven't done shit and they're technically still around, but like Colt Cabana's fucking gone. Like CM Punk came back and Colt Cabana just disappeared off the fucking face of AEW.
Are we surprised though? Are we surprised?
Not really.
That was probably in
AJ
his
left.
contract clause.
Join Jericho. Like it is what it is. Vince, you have anything on the Hung Bucks? You want to talk about Hangman real quick and his giant dick, or?
Well, like I've slowly eased up on Hangman Adam Page because he's not rocking assless chaps with his wrestling gear. So like, why push a narrative? Like, why continue to thirst over a man that won't give me what I want? So I've stopped that. Like, also too, like team up with these guys. Like, win the trios tag titles. Why do you care about Dark Order? He wants to make it seem like he's such a good friend to Dark Order when he really isn't. Like, they're there for him, but he usually just forgets about them. It's a one-sided friendship with them. So I don't know why he's trying to make it seem like, oh no, this is for them. I want them to win the trio title. Like, Dark Order isn't gonna win shit.
I still like to see it. Tiny Hands, Reynolds Wrap, whoever their third is, whether it's Uno, Dos Tres, or Cinco. Like I'm all for it. Let's do it. I'm gonna swallow the Santos and the Don Tony sit down. We're getting a street fight to finally end it all, to finally put Santos to rest. If he loses, he's fucking gone. Bye-bye. Adios. Listen, he sat down. He said the reason he couldn't submit to the Don was because he had too much pride. If he really fucking had pride, he would have lived up to the stipulation he agreed to for the match he lost. That is having pride. That is doing what you said you were going to do. He did not do that. He has no pride.
See, you misinterpreted the whole thing because the way it was actually presented on camera on television was Santos Escobar finessing Tony D'Angelo into a match that he didn't have to have. He's like, according to the storyline, to the stipulations, he's already the boss. Like he can literally order Santos to do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to wrestle Santos to let him go. Like this is a match that Santos is gonna win. Legado is going to be free, and Tony D is just going to be just jerking himself off with like 2 dimes, 2 stacks, whatever his name is. And it's like, what family? Like, that's not going to be a family. That's just 2 people.
I'm so glad I get to do this again. I didn't have control last week, and it drove me nuts. The fact that I have the power to mute Vince again makes me so happy. Listen, Vince, you can push whatever narrative you want. I do. I do. I can also just remove you, and it's not going to fuck up Travis's cropping now, so that's great too. I can just put you in the waiting room for a second.
Go
if
ahead.
I need to. Neither here nor there. Push the narrative that you want about Santos finessing him. Tony wants to end him. You should be thanking your Don because the Accord, as Katie said, was a little mini movie that he didn't just off Santos and send him to sleep with the fishes like he did the dude that is now over in AEW, part of why am I blanking on everyone's name?
I don't
fucking
know. Maybe it's
the factory.
Yeah.
He's over there joining the factory with QT Marshall. Like that's where Santos could be. Santos could be gone in the factory in AEW hanging out with QT Marshall if Tony wanted it that way. He's doing you a favor by giving Santos one chance because he actually respects Santos. Santos respects nobody. Santos doesn't even respect himself.
You're taking things a little bit too personally, man. This is just business. This is not personal.
Clearly not business, because if it was business, he would have lived up to his obligations. Dylan, spit or swallow?
So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do another spit, and it's dealing with the trios tournament again. I'm not too fond of one side of the tournament because, I mean, look at the left side of things. You have the Young Bucks with their to be determined partner. You have Will Ospreay and Aussie Open which if Kenny Omega is the guy, and I'm not big on New Japan, but if I do watch New Japan, I'm a big Will Ospreay guy, and the potential of seeing Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay in the same ring, and with Will Ospreay talking mad shit about Kenny Omega, this leads to something good. Now I know people is not huge on Ospreay, they're not huge on the flips. I know certain Jim Cornette's not a big fan of the whole
I like
flips when it
flips.
comes. I mean, so do I.
I just don't like Will Ospreay flips.
That makes sense. But yeah, the whole right side is not good. I mean, the Dark Order, I would love to see them do something, but I can't see it. They have the Trust Busters, I think, with Parker Boudreaux, who just signed with AEW tonight after Rampage. And then, I mean, who else do they have on that? I think there's only one good team on that side other than maybe Dark Order. I think it's House of Black. So I can see House of Black moving to the finals, I think, very easily, because Best Friends is taking on Trustbusters on the right side. Now the left side is where all the good stuff is happening. Death Triangle, like I said, the Bucks and their to be determined partner. Will Ospreay also open. It's all good, but I don't know. It's not a good build up. I think the trios title could be even bigger. It's just I think too many injuries right now. Adam Cole and Red Dragon can't even compete because they're not cleared to go, and they just turned on the Young Bucks. So that could have made for something good, but they're not cleared. So injuries in AEW,
Yeah,
is kind of hurting this tournament. I feel like the injuries for AEW kind of made the trios title maybe rushed a little bit because you're putting trios teams that's not really worthy of competing in it. For me, they could have waited.
Kind of feels like what they're doing, like they're kind of like piecing things together, like they're doing with the women's tag team tournament. Because if you look on their side of the bracket, they have Sky Kai or whatever. Then they have Asuka and Alexa. So like the left side of the bracket looks like to be a little bit more promising and legit contenders to actually walk away with those titles. But if you look on the right hand side of the bracket with Raquel and Aaliyah or Sonya and Natalia, like it doesn't seem like anyone's believable on the right hand side of the bracket, and it's the same thing that Dylan's pointing out with the trios tag team tournament. So I feel like it's not even an AEW thing. I feel like it's just like a wrestling thing right now. Like they're rushing into things. Sometimes like you need the foreplay. You gotta like ease your way into it.
Though, if you think about it, it's probably going to be the Bucks and Omega that win the trios titles and are the inaugural champs. And if that's the case, there's already a built-in feud for when Red Dragon and Adam Cole get better. So you get the surprise, you get that whole thing, you make them champions, and then right off the bat, you have UE. I'm gonna have to go back to calling them Undefined Erection because the Elite are no longer together, so it's not the Undisputed Elite. So Undefined Erection comes in and attacks them. Adam Cole, Kenny Omega, the Bucks, Red Dragon, that whole thing. So we'll see how it plays out. Vince, spit or swallow?
Spit or swallow? I'm gonna go back to Dynamite. I'm gonna stay on Dynamite, and I'm gonna swallow the Lucha Bros versus La Facción Ingobernable. That tag team match was fantastic.
I'm sorry, say that again.
La Facción Ingobernable.
What about Gobbling My Knobs?
The tag team match was fantastic. The chemistry between Rush, Andrade, Penta, Rey Fenix, it was great. I loved it. 4 fantastic Mexican luchadors, like tearing it up in the ring. The storytelling aspect of tying Penta's mask to the bottom rope, and then I forgot what his valet is or his manager is called, but him tossing the second mask in the ring to try to help Penta, but then that mask being tossed to the side, the crowd chanting throw a mask, like they're trying to get like fans to throw an extra mask for Penta, like him taking off his mask to dive in to save his brother, to save the match. That's loyalty, that's commitment, that tugs on the heartstrings, man. Loved it.
Sure does. Are either of you guys familiar with the movie Silence of the Lambs?
Yes. Ding, ding.
I haven't watched it in a while,
Ding.
but
Okay.
yeah.
So my next swallow from NXT is, as I put this in my notes, Wendy Chu going all Buffalo Bill in the dark on Tiffany Stratton. Because if you remember in Silence of the Lambs, there was a point where He cuts off all the lights. Clarice's in the house. He puts on the night vision goggles. He's stalking her. And that's exactly what Wendy Chu did here. I thought, shout out to Allison, who said that Dexter Loomis would make a skin suit out of me, that Wendy Chu was going to make a skin suit out of Tiffany Stratton in the dark there. Just put on the night vision goggles, beat the shit out of her, turned the lights back on, left her laying. I am not a huge Tiffany Stratton fan. I love me some Wendy Chu. This was entertaining as shit for me.
Yeah. I loved it. I thought it was good.
Dylan, spit or swallow?
So I'm gonna jump to SmackDown tonight, and I think Bakley made it clear in his comments. But the main event, Gunther and Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental titles, it had that NXT feel to it. I feel like Triple H is bringing that black and gold NXT to the main roster. He already gave respect to Ricochet by doing this whole thing with Corbin, getting a win over Corbin last week. Something we haven't seen Ricochet do in God knows how long it's been for Ricochet. So he's bringing respect back to Ricochet. He's bringing an NXT feel to a main event with Gunther and Shinsuke. For me, NXT with Shinsuke, I absolutely loved it. I've seen him in NXT live. I've seen him with a nice WrestleMania entrance at 34 in New Orleans against AJ. The same night he turned heel, which a side note, I hated Shinsuke as a heel with a new theme with words in it. It killed the vibe of the crowd.
But the thing was a banger, though, Dylan. What was it not a banger though? Did you not like the song with the lyrics?
I wasn't a huge fan of it, if I'm being honest, because I was a part of like a crowd, like I mentioned at 34. It had that rock feel to it because it had a live entrance, but the crowd was still able to hum along with it. So I feel like even though he was a heel, something about that crowd feel with the humming his theme song was so fucking cool. And adding the lyrics in there, just I feel like ruined it. So whenever he went back to his old theme, I thought it was great. But now they don't really hum his theme no more. It's more about Pat McAfee still on the show dancing on the announcer's table.
That's true.
But they put the lyrics in there to fuck that up on purpose because he had turned heel, and the whole point was they didn't want the crowd singing along to a heel's music, so they added the lyrics to kind of throw you off.
I like the lyrics.
It is a little disheartening though, because like you said, especially down in NXT, the crowd would sing the shit out of that. I was not a big fan of Boogs. I was not a big fan of Boogs doing his guitar shit, all of that. Neither here nor there. But dude, they did a whole package to like they did for the US title to bring prestige back to this. They made it the main event of SmackDown, a really good fucking SmackDown.
Yes.
These two guys tore it down. Gunther got the win. 100% with you swallowing all the way.
Agreed.
Vince, would you like to spit or swallow?
Okay. Dylan just took my last swallow of SmackDown. I don't have many spits left. I'm gonna have one more thing to spit in AEW. And I might be alone in this one. And I fully admit that I might be alone here, but I'm spitting the coffin match. I'm not a fan of Darby Allin. I don't really care for Brody King. I thought it just was a bunch of like, it just felt like two dudes created wrestlers in WWE 2K22 and just started hitting each other with shit and just started doing stuff. I didn't quite care for it. Sting showing up was fucking stupid when he tried to do the Undertaker setup and then he like took a day and a half to set up and try to look menacing. People being threatened, especially people on the level caliber of a Malachi Black, being threatened or intimidated or being hesitant to strike a 97-year-old Sting. Just like it baffles my mind. It pisses me off. And it pissed me off that Malachi was like face to face with Sting and he decided, no, I don't want the beef. I don't want these hands. Let me walk the fuck away. Like everything. And then like the whole cheesy ending where like he hangs them from his chain and then he just like perfectly lands in there. I'm like, nah, I don't know. Maybe I'm hating. I perfectly admit that I'm biased here. Maybe I'm hating, but I didn't like the coffin match.
I didn't mind the coffin match. I never mind watching Darby Allin get thrown around and beat the shit out of. Like, it is what it is. The Sting thing, yeah, Sting's old. He has a hard time getting out of the coffin. It is what it is. The Malachi part, I really did enjoy. Them showing up, doing that whole thing, Buddy opening the coffin, Sting being in there. I enjoyed all of that, and I don't see it the way you saw it. I saw Malachi looking at Sting and being like, you're not on my level anymore, old man, and just walking away. And you saw Sting get pissed that Malachi dissed him in the ring. The icon Sting, Malachi just shrugged him off, and Sting went after him. He chased down Malachi because Malachi just shrugged him off like, you're nothing. You're not worth my time.
I didn't interpret it as that. I interpreted it as like, like trying to play it off like, oh, you're nothing, but really I'm kind of scared to go toe to toe with you. That's the way I took it.
That's not the case at all. Malachi would never do that, and I don't know why you're pushing that narrative, you terrible, terrible person. I'm still on NXT. I still got a bunch. I'm swallowing the Toxic Attraction package that they did, where Toxic Attraction is still hungry. They're done. Also, the fact that when you take JC Jane away from Mandy and Gigi, she is so much finer than she is standing next to them for some reason. It is weird. Just seeing her off by herself, it's like, wow, now I see why they put you in this group. But then when you stand her next to them, it's like, you just don't seem to fit in here. So it's a weird aesthetic, but Gigi having her own segment, JC having her own segment, that whole thing for that tag team I really enjoyed. So that was a swallow for me.
Nice.
Dylan, spit or swallow?
So I don't believe I have any more swallows left, but I have one more spit, and I'm not sure if you want to consider it an open challenge or what they're doing with the TBS title, but anything right now involving Jade Cargill is getting a huge thumbs down for me right now, because I don't know, the TBS title seems kind of, irrelevant to me. They're doing this whole thing with Athena. I thought it was leading up to some with Chris Statlander. I'm not even sure if she's hurt right now. She mentioned something about being hurt, I believe. If I kind of think, unless I'm wrong.
So. Yes.
Yeah.
So Chris was supposed to get a push, I believe, for the world title.
Okay.
Injured her other knee.
Okay.
So she is out, and Tony is taking her spot.
They pushed her a little bit too hard to the point where she got her knee injured. So that's
pretty much. Yeah, but I don't know anything right now with Jade Cargill. She's not losing. I think the only person to even challenge her would be Athena. They pushed Madison Rayne a little too much, I think, too quickly. They debuted her last week. She already got a title shot, and we already knew she was going to lose. So what was the purpose of having her even get this match, knowing she was going to lose? You could have put Jade up against some no-name, some indie talent if you knew that she was going to win. It doesn't pay to bring up someone who was a good knockout in Impact to come over and lose to Jade in her second match. It didn't pay to do that.
Well, I agree with you. So Madison Rayne was hired as a trainer for the women, and I think the whole point of putting her out there was to make her look as good as possible,
I guess,
in that match. Because the money match that are still banking on, which we saw at the end of that, which is a part of it that I am swallowing, was Athena showing up and attacking Jade. Now, I know Ember Moon, Athena, not the greatest promo. In ring, in fucking sane. And I love that she is here, that she's being utilized. I'm excited for that. I'm hoping she's the one that finally dethrones Jade.
It should
be. This was more to make Jade look good going into her match against Athena, who she is still kind of ducking than anything else, is the way I saw it. Vince, you got any more on that, or you want to spit or swallow?
I'll go to my next spit or swallow. This is a quick one. I'm swallowing Chase U. That backstage segment that set up the Ariana match versus, I forget the member of Chase U. What's her name? She had her debut match. Thea versus Ariana. Like the way it was set up, Chase U cursing out or Ariana. I fantastic. It was hilarious. Anything Andre Chase, anything Chase U is a swallow for me.
I don't know what Alexander and Shelley he's talking about, but
Alexander and Shelley, what?
I'm with you on that. Thea Hale got her first official match on NXT, even though she lost. I love Ariana Grace, so that was a nice little, as well, again, swallowing
Legal
aesthetic.
Thea. Legal Thea.
Bianca Corelli, Ariana Grace, swallowing that aesthetic all day. And like you said, Chase U was fantastic. My last swallow for NXT is going to be Zoe Stark defeating Cora Jade in the main event. Roxanne ends up chasing Cora off with the kendo stick. And then we got barefoot Mandy Rose getting dropped by Starks with her finish and landing the back of her head on the belt, which was sitting up, which actually kind of looks scary. But Zoe versus Mandy should be great. Zoe hopefully is the one that finally ends the reign of terror that Mandy Rose has going on. Because after her, I mean, maybe Roxanne Perez gets another run. I have no idea. We'll see. Sorry, Get Your Podcast Legal Thea. Careful there, bud. Careful there, Justin. No, I enjoyed the match. I enjoyed, we're gonna get Roxanne versus Cora, which they built for. We're gonna get Zoe versus Mandy. Mandy tried to sneak in. That whole thing. Big swallow for me. Dylan, are you out of spits and swallows or?
Yeah, dude, I've been done for a while. I've been coming up with random shit and
well,
somehow it's
if
been
you
working.
Can keep coming. So if you got them, if not, we'll bounce to Vince.
Yeah, he can go because I'm all out of stuff right now.
Yeah, don't worry, Dylan. That's usually me on the regular every week since we switched up to this new format. Because I always have like a condensed list, and then Matt and Katie always have like double the amount of spits or swallows that I do, so I have to make shit up on the fly. But one that I didn't have written down, I was gonna write down, but I'm coming up with on the fly, is Karrion Kross' presentation, and more specifically, Scarlett Bordeaux coming out and just being a presence on television. I'm just swallowing that. The whole interaction with the Usos and Drew McIntyre, everything. I'm swallowing all that. I'm swallowing everything like Doomsday, or like that whole like the timeline, like something about like the bloodline made a play on words with timeline. I like it. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling Karrion Kross, Karrion Keith Cross. Yeah, he gets a swallow, and so does
Cross's whole promo backstage, Drew getting jumped by the Usos while focusing on Scarlett coming out, and then Sammy trying to have the heart-to-heart, and Drew coming in and wiping out the Usos and then going to look for Sammy after the fact. That whole thing that they did was fun as shit. And then the Usos like, where the fuck did you go? And Sammy's like, oh, I went to go get help. Like, I'm very curious as to what's going to go on with Sammy and the Usos. And the Cross element added to the Drew Roman feud makes it a little more interesting. So
yes,
I'm with you all the way. Also, I think that Daniel wants me to say some Japanese names. So Bingo Takawaki versus Will Ospreay. Because Will Ospreay is part of Great O'Con's group, so he gets the respect that Great O'Con gets. That Great O'Con runs the group. By what anyone else wants to say. Who won that match? Bakley. Let us know in the chat. I'm going to swallow heel Ronda, giving Shayna a reality check about playing by the rules. Ronda comes out. She dumps money on the table. She's like, they find me this much. I paid double because who are we kidding? I'm going to do it again. She's dropping security guards. And then Shayna comes out and she's like, listen, this is not how you do it. You play by the rules. Did you get what you want? And she's like, yeah. What's that really done for you? And it's true. And I'm hoping this is the reality check that Shayna needs going into her match with Liv, to where, again, we see the old Shayna that we wanted that we never really got on the main roster. Yeah. And we kind of saw that with her attacking Liv after the contract signing, stomping the arm, going after the arm. So the fact that Shayna is number one contender for the women's title and actually being utilized, she's not in a tag tournament with Sonya. The fact that we're getting heel Ronda, which hopefully is more entertaining than babyface Ronda because babyface Ronda sucks.
Right.
All of this is a huge swallow for me.
Yeah, even like Reek, he was in our group chat talking about like, see, this is all I had to do to get me on board with Ronda. Just turn her heel. So he's satisfied.
Bingo one.
Well, you do win when you get bingo. So I
Vince, do you have any more spits or swallows?
Man, I think that's all of them, Matt. To be honest with you, I think I'm one quick spitting everything Wardlow, Jay Lethal related. I don't give a fuck.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I had that and I'm conflicted because my whole thing is the Pinnacle doesn't exist anymore. The Pinnacle was MJF's thing. FTR just kind of left. It dissolved unceremoniously. Wardlow got kicked out and everyone's like, oh, it's the Pinnacle. And it's like, no, they're not the Pinnacle. They were both part of the Pinnacle, but the Pinnacle is no more. Like, Tully's got a new group. He's not with FTR anymore. FTR's doing their own thing. Sean Spears is having a baby, and he's fucking gone. Like, adios. Yeah. Wardlow's doing his own thing. They're baby faces now. There is no Pinnacle. It does not exist. So that kind of annoyed me. I'm disappointed in both of you, though, because we got a revelation on SmackDown that I really thought one of you guys was going to bring up before you ran out. I'm swallowing the fact that Pat McAfee called Michael Cole out for getting stoned with Snoop Dogg on commentary.
I forgot all about that. Jesus.
It was fucking fantastic.
If TC watched the show, he'd be disappointed.
He should, and he should be. He really should be. I really want to know. Like TC went back and did some looking and thinks he figured out which show it was, which WrestleMania it was. But I'd really like to know. Like, I need that in a WWE biography of Michael Cole is the story of him getting stoned with Snoop Dogg. That is what I need. Like, give him a Broken Skull session and let Austin ask him about that. That's what I need to hear. And then my last spit is Parker Bordeaux, being he got signed to AEW, is officially AEW. Listen, I don't like when he came to NXT and everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's the next Brock Lesnar." I didn't get it. I didn't see it. I'm like, yeah, he's a big guy. He looks like he doesn't have the background that Brock Lesnar has. He's not NCAA champion. He doesn't have any of the athleticism. I said it in our chat today. Parker Bordeaux looks like Brock Lesnar fucked MGK. Like, he's not as in shape. He's not as impressive. He's hanging out with these two idiots in the Nutbusters. Like, not a fan of this whole thing. And I don't get the hype and why everyone's like, it's the next Brock Lesnar. I guarantee you it is not the next Brock Lesnar.
No, he is
Wardlow
not.
is closer to the next Brock Lesnar.
And I don't even like Wardlow
Parker
like that, and I can admit that.
You've got bad taste. We've established that. Santos, you hate Wardlow. Wardlow's fantastic. We get it, Vince. Like, the only good decision you have ever made is sitting next to you on the couch unless she moved. And also doing this podcast with me. That was a great decision.
Yeah.
But, I'm spitting Parker Bordeaux. So
You got a question, though.
Thoughts on Stokely recruiting more members to his group. I don't know if it's a group or if he's just doing kind of like, if he's just going to be managing random fucking
like
people.
The Bobby Heenan thing?
Kind of, yeah. Where he's not really, like, he's going to have Jade. I actually am very intrigued in the whole thing with him and the Ass Boys, where Billy went out and told the Ass Boys, I missed the Acclaimed because this is all you're giving me. And then he's like, you deserve better than this. You have an abusive father. Come take my card. You guys deserve better. So that actually has me interested. Like, that's a good story. I'm in on that.
Yeah.
I'm also spitting JoJo Siwa being on WWE. I'll agree with that, Allison. Fuck that shit. Well, if that is all everyone has, Vince should get tested because symptoms of COVID is bad taste.
No,
Yes.
It's no taste. It's no taste.
You could say you have no taste as well. Both of those work. Dylan, thank you for joining us. We had a blast having you on. Please go ahead and plug World Elite Pod, what you, Jordan, and Marcus have going on over there. What's coming up?
Yeah, first of all, thank y'all for having me. I kind of know it's been hell trying to get me on. Life has been so hectic lately, but yeah, it was so nice to get away from the real world for a bit, joining y'all and just having a blast, man. I had so much fun. But yeah, you can see right here, you can follow the podcast on Twitter at World Elite Pod. We just released a new episode today. Well, Marcus and Jordan released a new episode today. I've been taking some time away from the show, but come back next week. But yeah, the 20 Years of Rey Mysterio is out right now on all platforms. Check it out. You can find my personal Twitter at Real Dylan Abear on Twitter. And yeah, next week, I'm not even sure what we're doing. I got to get with Marcus about our schedule because I'm honestly not sure what we're doing. So, but whenever we do figure out, we'll let everybody know on Twitter what we got going on. But other than that, yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Vince, tell them about yourself.
Yeah, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. The link in my bio, linktree/SES Vince, will get you all the Straight Talk content. I just dropped a Straight Talk episode with the Get Show podcast, dubbed the Get Show Bulls, where we get all our fan favorite Bulls players or best Bulls players after the Jordan years of the last 23 years or so. Drop that on YouTube, so go ahead and subscribe, follow, all that good jazz. We were talking about the women's tag team tournament. We were talking about how disappointed we were about the mismatched tag teams, the lack of creativity. Me and Katie Kinsey Baby, we're dropping our episode on the 30th or the 31st. It's dropping. We're going to make sure that episode gets there. We fantasy booked the women's tag team tournament, so go ahead and make sure you check that out. follow, subscribe, turn on bell notifications for Straight Talk. That's STR8 Talk Podcast. Or it's just search up SES Vince. I know there's confusion.
I apologize to Will that I was able to get both Dylan and Vince on one show and they both stood you up. Hopefully we can work that out. You guys can follow me at my Riddler's MATTRDDR on Twitter only. Also, Smackin It Raw Pod on Twitter, Instagram, Creation World. It's the Creation World. Twitter, it's the Creation World. Linktree/Creation World. Facebook.com/Creation World. CreationWorld.com. Everywhere you want to find us, we're there. Go to Linktree/Creation World. You guys find us there. Linktree /Smackin It Raw. You will find us there as well. That'll get you Pornhub, YouTube, merch, audio, everything you want from us. I want to thank everyone in the chat. I want to thank JJ for staying up this late, Will for stopping by, Alice for stopping by. I think I saw Kyle in the chat for a second. Thank you, Will. Tim, Bakley, Jeebus, Justin, everyone that came by to do this live show and chat with us. Thank you guys for staying up and
You
doing
even got
this.
a Melissa cameo.
We had a Melissa cameo, which was fucking great. I appreciate it all. So, if you guys stick around, we're going to run an outro, and then we'll be here to talk a little bit and hang out with you guys for a little longer. But for Dylan from the World Elite Podcast and SES Vince, I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter. What, Vince? Why are you fucking up my outro?
I'm not doing anything. What did
You
I
made a face? Did you have something?
No.
Okay.
I just...
All right, shut up. For Dylan from the World Elite Pod and SES Vince, I'm the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the Smackin It Raw Podcast, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
Later, y'all. The gore is still not a spear, by the way.
Oh my god. It's still happening.
Just so you know, it, however you set that up, it doesn't mute you.
No, I know it doesn't. But it doesn't matter because Travis already told me that as long as he sees the thing, he knows when to cut it off. So I can make like a slight comment in the middle of it, and it just makes me laugh.
Alice, we're going to be doing lives going forward. This is going to be our thing on both YouTube and Twitch. So
yes,
that will be what's going to happen. So if Will comes on, if I bring Ryan back on, even though now that he's talking shit, I just kind of want to leave him off. Marcus and Dylan, Bakley, Tim, Katie comes back, JJ if we get her back on, Kyle, everything we do will be live going forward on Twitch and YouTube. So that is Travis's plan and vision for the podcast. So that is what we will be doing. And I enjoyed this. I enjoyed interacting with the crowd. And look at that. We've been live for an hour and a half. This is one of our fastest shows, surprisingly. Yeah.
Also, I don't know if you've noticed this or not, Matt, but I am also in control.
Yeah, no, I realized that, and I was going to ask you about that, but I think I know. I'm assuming we can both just be logged in.
Yes.
So not a fan of that.
So that's that.
Well,
here's the thing. If you mute me, I will show you the respect and not unmute myself or remove my. I won't do that, and no, I'll play along. But I thought, I'll help you out. I feel like I was helping you manage the stream as much as I could.
JJ is trying her best not to holler at Beavis and Butthead.
Mute him.
Ask and you shall receive. Well, no, Katie, I can't leave. I mean, I can leave him off the show, but with him logged in, I can't leave him muted. Even if I take him out, he can just bring himself back in. He added himself to the stream when we got there, and I realized that. Maybe I thought I accidentally clicked it. So I was like, maybe I added him, and then I realized shortly after, I'm like,
no, I have creative control too.
He's got creative control here. So,
we didn't get to do it on the show, but I just want to fucking do it just to do it. You guys want to talk? Unless Dylan has to go, you guys want to do 6-star picks?
I can stay for another 5 minutes. Then I'm gonna have to roll after that, but we can do whatever you want to do first.
All right, bet. All right, cool. So this week's 6-star pick was supposed to be because
You should have just reminded me, and I would let you do it. Like we had time on the show. It only went like an hour and a half.
yeah, I know, but it's like, oh, the show went an hour and a half. Let's cut it right here. Like, and this gives incentive for people to stick around after the show.
And actually, probably less than an hour and a half because we just hit an hour 35, and I think we started at about 5 minutes in.
It was great content, man. It was great content. It was easy, breezy, beautiful cover girl, man. Fantastic.
So anyway, 6-star picks.
6-star picks. So obviously we saw that Triple H brought back Dakota Kai, brought back Karrion Kross, brought back Dexter Lumis, and tonight he brought back Hit Row. So my 6-star picks is I'm going to list off the 6 most likely wrestlers that Triple H will bring back in the immediate future. Obviously, guys like Malachi and Keith Lee would be brought back at some point. And then just kind of get your thoughts on what do you guys think. Obviously, the first one here is a no-brainer, but number 1, Sasha Banks and Naomi. I think that's a foregone conclusion. I think they're coming back at some point. If not Sasha and Naomi, at least Naomi by herself are coming back to the company. I would not let the 6 run that long. Sounds like you're casting demons.
We are. Have you looked at my background?
Yeah.
Have you met my friend?
Exactly. It's okay. We might be casting good demons. You know, there's good demons out there, right? There's got to be. But yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2, Mia Yim. She only signed like a 4-6 month contract with Impact Wrestling, and obviously Triple H wants to replenish the women's division in general. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mia Yim show back up on the SmackDown or Raw, considering when she was on main roster, she was technically Reckoning and not Mia Yim. Number 3, if I can get my notes back, Tyler Breeze. If not by himself, maybe along with Fandango, and they bring back Breezango. We were just talking about the tag team division. They need more tag teams. Tyler Breeze is already still doing up, down content once again with Xavier Woods, so the door is already open there. I don't know if you knew.
Does count.
Say what?
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the chat.
Chucky doesn't count. Oh, you took it to the chat. Number 4, Kairi Sane. I think she should come back at some point. I think Triple H would be instrumental to try to bring her back to the company, either pair her back up with an Io Shirai or Asuka, or even as the singles run. I think there was a lot of untapped potential and a lot of left on the table with Kairi Sane when she left WWE. Melissa says that I should add Nikki Bella, and I think the Bella Twins at some point will come back, especially for the tag team tournament. They're going to be an honorable mention to the 6-star picks because I didn't have them listed. She's just
tell her that next time you guys go to a show, she should go with you and do Nikki Bella cosplay.
Matt says that next time I go to a show, you should come with and do a Nikki Bella cosplay.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Done deal. Number 5 and 6, I'm gonna lump them together, but it's Johnny Gargano and Candice LeRae. Johnny Gargano is gonna come back at some point. Candice LeRae isn't gonna be far behind, but I think those guys are coming back, especially with Triple H being on the helm, HBK being tasked to talk to Johnny Gargano and bring him into the company, try to sweet talk him. It'll happen. I think it'll happen.
I want that so bad now. I need that so bad.
Melissa doing Nikki Bella and I do the Brie cosplay.
Yes. And then when you guys get back later.
Sure, Matt. Why not? But yeah, those are my 6-star picks.
Well, since you ran that again, I've got a quick 6-star picks, and it's the 6 wrestlers that I want to see having OnlyFans now that WWE has kind of opened that door. Obviously, number 6, Dexter Lumis. He's back. I'm very curious as to like the drawing and everything. Like very curious as to the content that Dexter Lumis would create on an OnlyFans.
Melissa said that you can cosplay as John Cena.
Or what's his face? The guy that married Nikki.
Or Daniel, or Bryan Danielson.
That way he can be your partner.
Oh, Brie, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have to. I might be able to pull that off. I'm gonna have to hide the tattoos though.
You can do it. I think you can do it.
Dexter Lumis,
he has
number
the
6
beard for Brian, and then the bald head for. Oh no, he's not bald. That
no.
He could be bald.
Who? Cena?
No,
Brian?
or yeah,
He could be
he shaved his
balding.
head before. I could be like old school shaved head.
With the
I'll just
life
let what
like
I have
you.
grow in a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
Your OnlyFans list, Matt.
Mm-hmm. Johnny and Candace, if they come back, that would be fun. Very curious as to see what Johnny and Candace could put together. At number 5, number 4, Dewdrop. I think Dewdrop, with the body positivity and everything, I'd like to see Dewdrop get into that, do something with that. Number 3 would be Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler. They are a couple. That is something I'm very interested in as to what goes on, even if like they don't show anything, just kind of like a behind the scenes, like what their life is like. I am very interested in that. Number 2, Rhea Ripley.
Otis?
Of course, number 2, Rhea Ripley. No, not Otis. Because Sexecutioners, BDSM OnlyFans, big plus. And obviously, number 1 should be no surprise, Shotzi Blackheart. She starts selling her poop again, I'll buy it. Like, give me that all day long. Shotzi on
Oh my
OnlyFans.
god.
Yes, Justin wants Otis.
Justin wants Otis.
I was doing main roster, but yes, Toxic Attraction, specifically Gigi. I mean, we've seen the picture she puts out. Absolutely,
wants
Gigi
Rita.
would be on that list.
You know, Maximum Male Models should have an OnlyFans. I think that's the
disagree.
answer. I think that's the answer.
Maxine should have an OnlyFans.
The whole faction. The whole faction.
Dylan, if you got to go ahead and bounce, man. I know you said you had 5 minutes. We appreciate you hanging out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, but this is actually cool because me and Jordan last week actually did a
Okay.
topic similar to this.
Before you head out, Dylan, I think
Yeah.
Melissa wants to give you some props. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
you have the most swag I've ever seen on any wrestling guy I've ever seen in my life. You look like you should live in San Francisco and model for Nike. I saw you on the podcast and I was like, who is this man? Like when I
Wow,
see
that's
wrestling
very
people,
nice.
I'm like, nerd alert. But
Oh, damn.
Like, Matt just got offended.
but he looks like he could be like streetwear, swaggy, Nike, Adidas, Yeezy.
Okay. All right.
Like he should work at Round 2.
Yeah. Round 2 is a sneaker retro store here in Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Dylan got swag.
nice.
Maybe that's the title.
Appreciate that.
Maybe that's
Justin,
the
I have asked my wife. She has denied me
Like, have you peeped
the
his
opportunity to do an
shirt?
OnlyFans, though she did say I could film Vince's. So that's the best you're gonna get.
So Kate says you can't have an OnlyFans, but she's okay with you filming me for OnlyFans.
Yes. Because this dick is hers and hers only. That is the stance she's made. Travis tried to get me to sell my dick early on in the podcast before you came on. Kate was not having any of it. She's not doing it.
Okay, so Kate doesn't want you to share your dick, but you want me to share my dick to the world.
Well, again, it's not my dick. Like,
Melissa's
you were not
shaking her
in
head.
an exclusive relationship to me, so I am perfectly okay with selling you.
I'm
I
not
mean,
okay with that though. Why would I be okay?
Melissa
with
was
being
okay
sold?
with it. She agreed to it.
Aren't you Poppy Delgado or something?
Yeah. Aren't you supposed to be Daddy Delgado?
I am Daddy
You heard her.
Delgado.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Daddy Delgado, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You already sold yourself.
Anyway,
What's his name?
before you cut him off, Dylan was saying that you guys did a episode with a very similar topic recently.
Yeah, so it was right after SummerSlam when Dakota Kai came back. Gave us a cool idea to actually do something like this. And I actually still have my list up. It's not 6, it's only 5. And actually one of them already came back, which is cool because I actually predicted one, which is Karrion Kross, was my number 3. But there's also 4 I would love to see come back as well. For one, I put Bo Dallas on there, and this is NXT Bo Dallas, not the main roster bullshit they put him in. Tyler Breeze I also mentioned. I also mentioned Gargano, and I put Bray Wyatt at number 1 because other than Kevin Owens, who's my absolute favorite on the main roster right now, fucking Bray Wyatt, that was my dude. And when they let him go, it's almost like I lost a piece of me when they let go of Bray Wyatt. That hurt, man. Yeah, there you go. The Fiend, the Wyatt family. It don't matter what character this guy played, man. He killed it. And when they
I know I
released him,
liked
man,
you.
that killed me. That fucking killed me when they let go of Bray. I have shirts. I have multiple shirts of Bray. And yeah, man, with Triple H running things now, you got to bring him back. He's a free agent. He's posting cryptic tweets on there. Something's bound to give. I think he comes back.
How disappointed are you that they finally added the Fiend to a WWE video game, but it was WWE 2K20 and it was trash, and then now we have 2K22, which is halfway decent, but the Fiend isn't on there.
The crazy part is, yeah, with 2K20 was easily the worst video game I've played in the longest time ever because of this, just the glitches by itself. The glitches were fucking terrible.
It was the first WWE game I haven't bought since like the N64 days, because I bought every single WWE game. And at one point, I had a whole ass collection in like chronological order when they came out.
Dude, I bought it, and it was just a big waste of money. But 2K22, they have all the things for the Fiend. They have his gear, like for your creator wrestler. They have his entrance thing, like his entrance template and everything. They have everything for him. They just don't have the song. Exactly, the song. They don't have the Titantron or nothing like that. But they have about 3 different styles of Bray Wyatt's gimmick. Like they have 2 for the Wyatt family. They have 1 for like the Firefly Funhouse one. It just sucks, man. Because I mean they put all these other release people in there whenever they were gone from the company at the time. Like they have Karrion Kross, Keith Lee, Mia Yim. They're all in there. So what was the point of not having Bray? I think I read something like right after the game came out saying that they exclusively asked not to put Bray in the game. And that sucks, man, because I love Bray.
Fuck Vince.
Exactly.
While you're trying to have this very serious conversation about a wrestler that you and I both love, they're talking about dick-shaped cakes.
Yeah, I've been noticing it, yeah.
Vince wants to trace Leche's cake. No surprise, something white. I'm assuming Katie's going to choose a chocolate cake. Were you going to say something when I said something white, Vince? Because what is leche?
It's milk.
3 milks?
3 milks. 3 milks cake.
I can give you at least 1. We can film it, put it up on Pornhub.
No, let's not do that.
OnlyFans?
Isn't it called Transgucci's?
No. Wait, what you call it? Tres Cuchis? What?
No, not 3 coochies. No.
This is spiraling out of control.
All I know is the winner of the Pornhub Poppy gets Will's cake.
Yes, whoever becomes Pornhub Poppy gets Will's cake. And it's
I feel like when he says bake his cake, I think he's just going to get really high and send you guys pictures of his ass covered in frosting.
I hope not.
Oh, man.
I hope that's not the case.
Oh, yeah. Well, guys, I got to roll, man. This was fun, dude.
It was, Dylan. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. We'll have you guys back on, maybe together. Maybe we'll get Jordan if he isn't afraid of Pornhub.
No, I don't think so. I think he was watching the live stream the whole time. So I'm going to probably call him if he's still up after this.
All right.
Melissa asked that if I win, is it going to be a Matt Ritter shaped dick cake?
If that's what you need, I can send pictures or a mold over to Will.
A replica.
Have it made.
A replica. Will's like, I'm 100% gonna get high now. With butt cheeks spread white, apparently, according to JJ. Jesus, man. This chat is wild, man. This chat is
now, if I had known that you were in charge earlier, actually, hold on, Dylan. Thank you again for coming by. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Dylan.
That's all good, guys.
Sorry,
good one.
It's all good. Thank y'all, guys. Yeah, thank y'all for having
me.
Later,
Dylan. You gotta do this again, man.
So back to this. What was I even saying? I got distracted.
You got distracted. Yeah. With Dylan's swag that you apparently don't have.
You don't either.
Apparently not.
Apparently
that's
neither
okay
of us.
because you still watch porn that looks like me, so I have that.
Yeah, that's what you want to believe. Sure. Everyone needs
Melissa. Listen, hold on. Bring Melissa over here and put the headphones on.
Hold up.
I gotta talk to Melissa.
He gotta talk to you, he says.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
Wait, no, you gotta be by the mic.
Okay. This is weird. Okay.
So here's the deal. This is the conversation that I had with Vince earlier.
Okay.
I think it was last week at the end of the show or after the show. He said that what you said about the porn that he watches is not true. And I said, if it's not true, then I can't believe what you said about him liking foreplay, because if you lied to me once, you lied to me all the time. So I gave him an option. I said, Vince, here are your options. Either she's telling truth about the foreplay and about the porn you watch, or she lied about both. Pick one or the other.
Well, if you watched Vicentes, what was that show you did the other night? Straight Talk? Yeah.
Straight Talk?
We talked about it on Straight Talk.
The Bull Show.
Yes, the Bull Show where they made really bad decisions.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Not happy.
That's what I was saying. If I knew that you were in control, Vince, I would have just let you put up the comments. I would not have.
Wait! I can't hear. What is Matt saying? What shit are you?
If I had known that you had also had control, I would have just let you run the banner in the fucking chat and put you in charge of that.
Yeah, I know, but I like letting you like not know, and I'm like, I wonder how long he's gonna figure out until he knows that I made myself an admin for this for the broadcast, so I can just log into my own personal email and not actually have to log into the Creation World one. So in case I made it, just in case as a backup, should Travis not be awake and available to send us a code to log in, I can just you.
So now that's important. Now that you're listening to me and I've got your exclusive attention, Melissa, this is where we're at. Either you told me the truth about both things or you lied to me about both things. And I'd like to believe you have a very honest face. I'd like to believe you were telling the truth.
Okay, Vicente is very much a foreplay person. I think it's
so yes, you were telling the truth.
whatever.
And we know what kind of porn Vince likes. Like,
Yes.
all for it.
Yes.
Honest person. I believe her. I'm looking her in the face.
Exactly.
I've got to believe her.
How dare you say I'm lying?
I never said you were lying.
Like, we can look at your Pornhub history and it's literally men that look like Matt. Today we went to what was it? This thing by my house, it was called like Roscoe Village Retro Fest, whatever. And like it's all white men dancing. And there was this one guy in front of us, and we sent this just like eyeing this white man. I'm like, are you thinking about Matt?
Because we all look alike.
Why are you making stuff up now? Why are you putting out narratives?
You were literally pointing out these white men dancing, though. It was really funny, though.
Foreplay was confirmed, Justin. We got that confirmed a couple weeks ago. So Vince is not against foreplay. That has been confirmed from the source. But also, Vince likes to watch porn with men that look like me.
Yes, very much so.
I didn't hear the question.
It's okay. You don't have to hear it. It's
With
me
tattoos.
and Matt talking right now.
Vince likes
Yeah, he's really into tattoos.
white bald men confirmed
Yes.
with tattoos
Yes.
and beards.
Yes. 100%. Do you want your headset back?
I'm over all of this. I'm over all
Because I'm saying the honest truth. Why are you hiding?
And it's like white cock. What the Oh man.
Here you go. Here you go.
Do you have any pennies on you, Vince? Do you have 5 pennies?
I think in my wallet.
Why do you want 5 pennies?
I want to do something real quick. Go grab those 5 pennies real quick.
Here.
You're gonna have to give the headphones back to her when she comes back with 5 pennies.
We're really staying up looking for 5 pennies.
Dude, it'll be quick. It'll be fun. Trust me. I'm gonna have
Quick
her
and fun?
repeat after me, and it's gonna be fun.
As long as the balls get fun. What?
JJ has been on some wild shit lately.
Is she drunk?
This
Is JJ drunk?
This is what she promised us last week when she was selling.
Oh yeah,
I was very happy about that. Oh,
One
no,
penny.
give her that. Give them back to her.
Hold
Tell her
up,
she
hold
needs
up.
the pennies.
She's counting the pennies, so
Oh.
she's putting them on my hand first. 4, 5 pennies.
Okay, so she needs the
Says
pennies.
You need the headset back.
Oh, okay.
But get close to me so I can hear.
Okay, you need the pennies, and then here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tell you what to do and what to say to Vince, and you're just gonna repeat it back to him. Okay?
Okay.
So you got the 5 pennies, right?
5 pennies, yes.
Put 1 penny on the table. Ask Vince if he smells anything.
Do you smell anything?
No.
Tell him he should. That's a scent.
You should. That's a scent.
Ah.
Now put another penny down.
Okay, it's down.
And ask Vince if he sees any fruit.
Do you see any fruit?
No.
He should. That's a pear.
You should. That's a pear.
Now put another penny down.
Okay.
And ask him if he sees any snakes.
Do you see any snakes?
I'm not good at puns.
Because
No.
you're not funny.
Well, he should. That's 3 copperheads.
You should. That's 3 copperheads.
Now put another one down. Yep. And ask him if he sees any cars.
Do you see any cars?
Damn it.
He should. It's 4 Lincolns.
You should. It's 4 Lincolns. I don't think you know what brand that is, though.
Now put the last penny down.
Aquí está el último. Okay.
And ask him if he sees any pussy.
Do you see any pussy? And if you say mine, I'm gonna hit you.
Now
5.
swipe the pennies away and say, not for 5 cents, you don't.
Not for 5 cents, you don't. I'm not that cheap.
Exactly. That's the point.
Oh, Jesus. Come on.
That was kind of funny, though.
That was
That's
clever.
funny.
That was clever. That was clever.
You should learn from Matt.
Yeah.
Does your wife think you're funny?
No, she doesn't.
Oh,
She tells me I'm not funny all
See,
the
it's a
time.
common thing.
But I tell her everyone else thinks I'm funny, so if she's the one person that doesn't think I'm funny, I'm okay with that.
okay. Well, other people don't say Vicente's funny, so I think it's just me. I think it's everyone.
No, I feel people.
Do you think he's funny?
I do. I think Vince is funny.
I don't think so. He makes like SpongeBob jokes.
If you don't
He
get
does-
SpongeBob jokes, come on.
He does make
That's
SpongeBob
all
jokes.
the jokes you make.
Not all the jokes I make. Not all the jokes I make.
Matt, what's the cup you're drinking out of?
This is an NXT cup.
She was drinking out of the SmackDown one.
And look who it is. Wait, where is she? The person.
Naomi?
Yes.
She didn't realize Naomi was on the cup, so she got excited.
Because you said she's coming back.
Yeah, she will at some point. I think
Hopefully.
she's a lock.
Hopefully.
All right. Well, it looks like Will's out. I think he's done.
Oh, he doesn't want you.
Well, that joke
anymore.
killed him. He can't handle anymore.
Is he really gonna make a penis-shaped cake for you?
I don't know. We're gonna have to talk to Will about it.
I hope so.
Yeah, he is gonna. If he's gonna make a penis shaped cake.
So is he gonna ask your wife what your penis looks like, or are you gonna send him a picture of your penis?
No, Matt said he'll send
Me
me.
and Will worked that out. But here's the thing: Vince has to win the race for Pornhub Poppy first.
Isn't Katie winning?
Right now, they're
No,
tied.
we tied.
Vince
Today we
tied up
tied.
today.
Today we tied.
Finally. I think I kind of want Katie more to win
Why? Why do you want me to fail? Do you not love me?
because I want women to succeed in a male-dominant world.
I'm not gonna lie to you, Vince. Pretty much everybody is Team Katie on this.
Yeah, you're just another man.
Like it's just you and Santos sitting alone on a chair together. Nobody really wants to see you guys win.
I didn't even hear what he said.
He says it's just you and Santos. I'm like, all by yourselves.
Team K. Okay, everyone's Team Katie except JJ. Jesus, fuck.
It's time
Team
to
Melissa.
converge.
It's like right here. Like I'm gonna put it up so you can read it. Katie says, "Let's go, Team Melissa. Love you, girl."
Because it's girl power, okay? WWE is male dominated.
Yeah. Almost everyone. Thank you, Justin. Justin's on my side.
Justin needs to convert.
Justin's only on your side because his last name is Santos and he's
Oh
a
my
Santos stan.
God.
So it is what it is.
Well, the Santos are a gangbanging group, so it's not that great.
It's a
He should
wrestling.
convert. He should convert.
No.
He should convert.
No.
He should. I'll give him the 5 pennies on the table to convert.
Eh. Santos as in Justin Santos.
And Santos Escobar. He when you were gone, he fully lived your Santos Escobar gimmick.
Like Pablo Escobar selling all these drugs.
Mm-hmm.
The
100%.
gangbang. Wait, what? What is JJ talking about?
Apparently, she's talking about the kind of porn you're going to watch with me in it later. Now, am I going to, like, are you going to watch something where I'm getting gangbanged by a bunch of women, or am I going to be one of the gangbangers?
What did Matt say?
Wait. But
What?
the real question is, I know you like go off to like people that look like Matt, but like, is it men with Matt or women with Matt?
I can't stand you now. I can't stand you at all right now.
Okay, I'll see later because I want to know: is it men or is it women that are hooking up? With
I'd like to
Matt?
believe it's women.
I'd like to believe it's men.
It's
See,
not
if
men.
it was me and men,
It is
you
not
should
men.
worry. But if it's women, then I feel like you're okay.
I mean, I guess
Yeah.
Vicente isn't going anywhere. Like, it's not like you're gonna go out and actually like sleep with Matt. Matt's too good for you.
Well then,
He's like out of your league. That's why you fantasize about him.
I don't understand why you coming at me now. What the fuck? So he busts his load to men that look like Matt. No,
Yes,
JJ.
yes. That's
I
why
mean,
you
Ben-
should convert.
I do too, so we have that in common.
Oh, you're attracted to yourself?
I am.
That's good. That makes great self-esteem. Stop being so jealous, Vicente. It's okay. It's okay.
Just put him out on blast. I want to meet her. Jesus. Of course you want to meet her because you just love putting me on blast, Jesus.
The last time we saw Jesus, he was crawling into your kitchen.
Wasn't it Jesus the guy that slept here?
Yeah, Jesus slept on my couch. He
yeah.
slept on the casting couch.
Wasn't it too hot for him here too?
Yeah, he was shirtless.
Yeah, because it's fucking hot.
Yeah.
Allison, this is not a weird turn. This is just par for the course on the Smackin It Raw podcast.
Sorry.
Wait, what?
This is what we do.
Wait,
Allison said it took a weird turn.
I mean, she's watching Smackin It Raw. Did she really expect it to take any different kind of turn?
I mean, we literally went off on like who our favorite porn stars were and all of that stuff. Vince is a big Riley Reid fan. We found that out.
Who's
So.
Riley Reid?
A porn star.
Really?
Yeah. Are you gonna look up Riley Reid now?
Yeah, but all our phones are dead.
Why don't you go charge your phone, and then I'll continue the Riley Reid conversation.
Who's Riley Reid?
She's a porn star. She's
I
a
mean, I guess.
yeah. She has like this tattoo going up her back.
Oh, that girl. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Vicente watched her the other day.
I stripped.
Oh.
It's like I stripped more in Vince's place than he did in his own place. Okay, Jesus. Then come over here and strip off and take.
Thank you, Jesus. Someone that agrees with me. It is freaking hot in this place.
Oh well.
I'm so glad you guys are all still
I'm
here.
listening
I hope
to
we're
y'all
entertaining you
playing
guys.
Pocahontas 2 and drinking. That sounds like
I
fun.
think that says Psychonauts, not Pocahontas. That definitely does not say Pocahontas.
What?
That doesn't
I don't know.
say Pocahontas. It
I'm pretty sure it's Psychonauts.
says Psychonauts.
Pinocchionauts? It looks like Psycholoconauts.
I think we've discussed that English isn't your best language.
Getting called out left and right. I love this so much. And he was telling me that his place was actually a cool temperature. It is a cool temperature. It is a cool temperature. Not recently because my landlord is being a little bitch about it.
Couples that watch porn together. Yes, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts.
Yeah.
It's
So
healthy.
Vince, when are you gonna come over and watch porn with me?
Oh,
What?
He said, when are you gonna go watch porn with him? You know, to keep your guys' relationship healthy.
Navy Pier?
How many of you guys are going that way? Like, it's like I can record it from far distance, and it's like a foursome, a threesome, and like.
So it's going to be me, my wife, and my daughter.
Oh, never mind then.
Justin from the Get Show podcast. I don't know if he's bringing Shar and his kids or not. Katie is going to be there. Jizzy is going to be there, and then Vince and you, I'm assuming. So
Well,
that'll be our
Vicente
group.
didn't invite me, but I invited
I
myself.
did invite you.
I
I told you that when Jizzy and Katie come,
So-
they're all gonna want to hang out.
Does
Like,
it bother
I want
you that
to come hang out
he
with all
says
of us.
Ed at the end of everything that doesn't have Ed in it? Like he's like, I did invited you, debuted. Like, does that get to you? Like, it does
did
us?
you not just see the
Yeah.
stare in my eyes? And I'm like,
Okay.
what are you saying? Like I get it. Vicente's first language isn't English, but it's like
I've corrected
Right.
him and told him it's debuted, and
Wait,
he's like,
what did I
debuted.
say that
Debuted.
it like drives me crazy.
What? What did I say that drove you crazy? What did I say? Maggie,
I
can
did
you
in-
put in
I
the
did
private chat,
invited
'cause Melissa's
you.
not telling me shit.
You said I did invited you. It's I did invite you.
That's what I said.
No.
No, you said invited.
I did invited you.
But it's
Invited, yes.
Me and Matt agreed. I thought it was going crazy in my brain, but it's
No.
you because Matt agreed with me.
Matt
he says
agrees with
debuted.
everything right now against
Because
me.
Well,
he said you say debuted.
It is debuted.
It debuted.
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 Who has a college degree? Me.
Okay, so it's still
It's
debuted.
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 I mean, English is my
Now you're
first
gonna tell me
language.
that the chorus that the chorus is weird. Oh, stop it. Data from the This chat is gone.
Do you guys have any questions that you would like answered before I go to bed?
Chat, do you guys have any questions for Melissa that you would like answered before she goes to bed?
Oh, she got the card. Oh man.
Yes, I have a degree that just sits in my parents' house chilling and don't use
degree
it
in
one
what?
bit. Computer science based on programming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Katie has a degree in social work that just sits in her house that she does nothing with.
Yes, Vicente snores and it puts me to sleep. No, anal's too scary for him.
For you.
For you.
I feel like we should end the stream and you guys should work that out and figure out who's more scared of it. And maybe if she thinks you're more scared of it,
What
you
did
think
Matt
she's more scared of
say?
it, maybe you guys should both just try it and see. Like, let's end the stream now and figure that out.
Vicente sleeps. I don't know.
What was the question?
When you wake him up, does he get scared? But it's like sometimes I wake up first, sometimes you wake up first, but we never really scare each other.
I get scared
So-
that I woke up too late.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Yes, the other day you literally almost murdered me in my sleep.
Fun story. Not recently. This has gone away, but when my wife and I were first dating, if she woke me up, and I was like taking a nap on the couch, I would wake up ready to fight because I lived alone. She came home and almost got punched in the face, waking me up on the couch because I live alone. I don't expect anyone to be in the house at that point. She hadn't moved in yet. I hadn't gotten used to that. So when someone wakes me up on the couch, I'm thinking there's an intruder in the house and I'm ready to go as soon as I jump. So that was a whole thing between us where she had to make sure like she woke me up from a distance so I didn't jump up and attack her because I thought our house was being broken into.
Oh my god. That's hey, at least you know you're ready to go in case someone does go into your house. You're protected.
absolutely.
That's a great trait.
100%.
Why are you
Your
kissing up to
wife
Matt?
must feel safe in her house.
Why are you kissing up to Matt though?
It's true though. He's ready to go. Some intruders in there. That's a great quality.
Oh,
I know if someone breaks into our house, I have to be ready to go. Who said it? Someone was like, "I'm the one that wears the pants or the dominant one," because it's
Allison.
true. Yes, I am the one in charge.
Jesus says because I tried.
So
to wake
maybe
him up and he
Melissa's
got
the
scared, but
Pornhub
I barely
poppy.
touched him.
Maybe, but I won't take that from Katie. She deserves it.
Wait, what?
He's gonna get
Matt said that maybe I'm the Pornhub poppy, but like Katie's number one.
Okay, I'll remember that later.
during the
he's-
anal. Are you gonna be back there like, who's the Pornhub poppy now, Melissa?
If it happens, Matt, you'll be the first one to know, and then I'll come on whenever you guys record, and I'll be like, yeah, he's the
Just make
Pornhub
sure you're
Poppy.
still wearing pants so you can say you wore the pants, Vince. Don't take them all the way off. Just leave them down around your ankles.
What?
I said just make sure you keep your pants on so when we have this conversation later, you can say you were wearing the pants. Keep them down around your ankles. Don't take them all the way off. And don't trip.
Gotcha.
Don't fall over with the pants on. It's hard to walk
Aye.
with pants around your ankles.
Aye, Captain.
No, he does not want to get pegged. I tried. He's very much scared.
So that's what she meant when she said Vince was scared of anal. Vince is scared of anal on Vince. Now I understand.
What?
Now I get.
You know
what
how I always say that I'm gonna peg you. You're like, no.
That's what she meant when she said she's scared of anal.
Oh my god.
He won't let me. Like I like try to go behind him and be like, boop, and he just runs away.
To be fair, I'm not a fan of that either.
Hey,
No
it's not
blindfolds?
everyone's thing. I just do it because he one time told me. Can I say it?
No.
Okay, never mind.
Some things we have to keep personal.
If it was just Matt or just Katie, sure. But no.
Not the live chat.
But it's funny.
No.
But it is. I think it's the most hilarious thing ever.
No, we can tell Matt on Navy Pier.
I guess he'll die laughing. He'll roll down the stairs, dying of laughter.
Did you try lube?
No, because Vicente will run.
And no blindfolds then.
I don't think we've tried blindfolds.
Not blindfolds.
No.
Would Vince trust you if he was blindfolded though? That's the
What?
question.
Would you trust me if I blindfolded you?
Only if I got to blindfold you.
Okay, but we're talking about like in the moment. If I blindfolded you, would you trust me?
No.
Oh,
Not one bit.
well then.
That relationship needs some work. You should
I
definitely trust
know.
her.
Our relationship needs work if you don't trust me. You want me to carry your children and you don't trust me.
Vince, would you trust me if you were blindfolded naked?
No. No.
That you hear?
All I heard was like, Vince, would you trust me? And I said no.
I'm a trustworthy guy. I don't understand why.
Into the bed.
I trust Matt. He could blindfold me, leave me in the middle of nowhere, and be like, "Here's a compass. Figure your way home." I'd be like, "Okay."
But Vince doesn't trust me if he's blindfolded. What do you think I'm gonna do to you?
Yeah, what do you think he's gonna do to you? Maybe he just wants to like surprise you with a cake and be like, "Happy birthday."
Shaped like my
He's
penis.
probably gonna make me
Shaped
like
like his
sign
penis.
like a contract saying that I can only say good things about Tony D'Angelo,
Who's that?
a wrestler that Matt really likes because he's an Italian guy from Chicago
Oh.
and he's feuding with a Mexican. So
So it's like you and him? Oh, okay. The romance must be alive.
it's fiery.
Vince, would you like to answer the question?
Would you like to answer the question?
What was the question?
Would you let her handcuff you to the bed?
Sure.
I don't think you'd have an option.
What do you mean?
I'd handcuff you regardless.
Allison really wants Vince to get pegged for some reason. I'm not sure if that's like an OnlyFans thing.
I'm team Peg Vicente. Just for the shits and the giggles. Not
That
because
should
I like
be-
it, but for the shits and the giggles.
You're lucky,
Not a kink, she just wants to do it.
Vince. You're lucky I love you because hashtag Team Peg Vicente could easily be a hashtag.
What?
But I'm not going to do that to you.
He said you're lucky. You're lucky he loves you because hashtag Team Peg Vicente could be a thing.
Oh man.
It should be though. I approve. Because it's what I want to do. But it's more like just to troll you.
Just like
To be fair, JJ, technically the door's still closed. He's holding that door shut as tightly as possible.
Oh my god.
Katie, there's no N in between the I and the C. See? There's no N in there.
Where in your name?
See, because she's like hashtag Team Peg Vincente, and then like it's not Vicente, it's Vicente.
Is that
See?
better?
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah,
Is
is
that better?
Yeah.
Oh, but now that's missing. Oh no, there it is.
No,
Never mind.
no, yeah, no. Jesus got it.
Jesus is Mexican.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's from Texas.
Oh.
He's Jesus.
Oh.
He's from tacos. What
What?
did you just say? What?
No, we said he's from Texas, which is Texas.
Okay.
Hashtag
I'm
Team
pretty sure
Peg
Texas is
Vincente.
Texas.
Stop.
No,
It's like a
it's
hard X.
Texas. It's Texas.
Not after we bought it. It's not.
It's not that you bought it; it's you conquered it. Okay,
Technically,
you stole land.
that is true. Actually, the entire country we stole. Like
Stolen.
the entire thing
Exactly.
we stole.
Exactly.
100%.
Okay, I know
I'm not-
Katie's gonna get on this with me. That the white man stole this land.
We did. I will agree with that.
So it's Texas, like
I'm not
it's
gonna.
California.
I'm not going to deny that we came here and stole land from the indigenous people and then stole all that land from Mexico. Like we absolutely did.
Yes.
White people are terrible.
Oh my god. I was telling Vicente, I was like, Vicente, you should record this, like the white people dancing, because it was just like, I don't get it. Like, is there no rhythm in your body? Like, do your knees not bend? Do your like hips not shake? Like, you know, like Shakira, where her hips don't lie. Like,
But like the opposite.
exactly.
The hips do nothing but lie.
Exactly.
They wouldn't pass the lie detector test. I
wanted answers from you, Matt, from like a white man. Like,
I am not much of a dancer. I will say that. I don't know why white people don't dance or have a hard time dancing or suck at dancing. I couldn't tell you. I just know that it's a fact. And I will not front and say that I can. I mean, I can twerk.
You
That I
should have
can
been
do.
teaching this man in front of us how to twerk, because I think he was like trying to twerk, but it just wasn't working.
That's about it, though. I can twerk and I can lean back like Fat Joe. That's about it.
Have you seen him twerk?
I have not.
Only my wife has seen me twerk, and unless she lets me get an OnlyFans, she will be the only one that sees me twerk.
You should get an OnlyFans. Vicente will be your #1 fan.
I mean, I'd like to believe if I were to actually start the OnlyFans, Matt would subscribe just to support, and vice versa.
Would
I'm also
you
going
get
to film it.
chaps?
Assless chaps.
All chaps are assless.
Do you not understand what chaps are?
I know.
Oh, okay.
It's a thing.
Okay. Just like the whole like
The gore's not a spear.
the
Are you-
gore and the rhino.
Yeah.
What, right?
Here,
That was
listen.
the thing.
Vince, this is what we do. I know you can't hear me, but she can hear me and she'll laugh. So
Allison wants to see you twerk.
we'll open an OnlyFans where you debuted in your assless chaps.
What?
But Vicente doesn't have an ass for chaps. It'll be a sad day. It'll be a sad. Okay, if you're gonna debut, then you need to like ride your bike every day to work and back.
Debut
work
Ted.
and
Pilates it
If he's
is.
going to debut Ted.
Yeah.
assless
If you're
chaps.
going to debuted in assless chaps. Do you get the joke? That you add ED to everything? Even though it doesn't need it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, are you saying the gore is a spear, JJ? Have you turned on me? What the fuck is going on here? Has
Also,
everyone turned against me?
Allison, as I said, no, you cannot see me twerk.
What?
I need permission.
If we make it rain,
I need permission, and that's
Can-
up to her. So I'll talk to her.
yeah, can you? I'd love to see it. Then we could put it on the OnlyFans. If Matt's works, will you make it rain money?
Sure. Whatever's in my pocket.
Not those 5 pennies. I'm gonna need real money.
No, that's making it hail.
Yeah.
We need to make it rain.
Okay.
Take out your savings and give it all to Matt. He has a child to put through college.
Nope. We're gonna go back to this one. Nope. We're gonna go back to this one.
Which one? Which one? Vicente, stop! I want to see what Matt wants to go back to. Stop. Is gore a spear?
The
The gore is a spear.
Oh,
Not a
Is.
spear.
is
Is.
a
Not a
spear.
spear.
Is.
Not.
Listen,
a
I told Vince,
spear.
all gores are spears, but not all spears are gores. That's how it works.
No.
I mean, I guess you guys were having this fight while we were doing something, and all I could think of was like, because he was like, it's a rhino, and all I can think about was like the Spider-Man rhino, and I was like, why is Spider-Man's rhino in wrestling? I don't know if you're a Spider-Man fan.
I am.
Oh yeah, all I could think about was the rhino, and Vicente thought it was so stupid.
My daughter loves Spidey and His Amazing Friends on Disney Junior, and Rhino is on that show. So
Mhm.
Did you put any of our phones to charge?
I put mine,
What about mine?
not yours. Yours is dead.
there's anal later, Vince. She can't have you watching porn looking like me before anal.
No, it's just my phone just blows up with importantness, and then Vicente's phone blows up with like group chat notifications.
Which is very important.
Is it though? It's just you arguing about if gore is a spear, if it's not a spear, if it's a rhino, whatever. I want to know, what is it, man? Like, is the gore a spear? Is it not
It
a
is.
spear? Is it
No,
a
it is.
rhino? Like what?
No, so the Rhino does the gore, but the gore is a spear.
Okay. Why are you making it so complicated?
What do you mean?
The whole gore rhino thing. Is it like the guys from Straight Talk that were just trying to, what was it called?
Troll?
Troll?
No, not troll.
Were you trolling?
No.
Were you trolling?
Was that what they were? Is Justin still in this chat? I'm curious.
No, but I'm asking you, were you trolling?
Big Dog, can I get added to call? Who the fuck is Ice Shot?
I have no idea.
I fuck with Rhino. Which Rhino?
Yeah, which one? The Spider-Man rhino or the wrestler?
Or the one that Ace Ventura crawled out of the asshole of.
The white one? They're white rhinos.
Like the one in the safari?
Aren't both Rhino, like Rhino in ECW was white, isn't he? But then also Rhino on Spider-Man is white. So wouldn't they both be?
I
white
would say
rhinos?
he's like gray.
Well, I mean, in the suit he's white. The suit is gray, but inside it's a white man.
It is a white man. You're right. It is a white Italian man.
Hey,
There's
we
only
got
two white-
69 followers. Nice.
I think it's because you guys were talking about anal so much. You know, Pornhub is finally following along.
Oh, Pornhub has been following along. YouTube and Twitch are finally just catching up. We do better
I
numbers
had
on Pornhub than anywhere else.
Oh, well, I did. Vicente comes and works for me for free sometimes, and he socializes with my workers. And he was like, "You guys should follow my podcast that's very popular on Pornhub." And then I'm like, "You should say it's wrestling.
You should.
No.
You should."
What the fuck?
69 followers.
Fantastic.
Hey, you and Matt should 69 on the
Technically, that'd be a 77.
You and Matt should 77.
77?
Mm-hmm. Because you have penises? So it looks like a 7? God. You're so lame. Matt, do you want to explain it to him?
Sure.
Okay. Here.
Careful now.
I know, I'm going to bring my glasses. Does your headset have to be plugged in?
Why?
So we don't have to share headphones?
Hold up. Give me a sec.
I'm not sure. Time GG, what you want to join? Like, are you saying you want to? That's Vince. That's got the jersey in the back. Not me. If you want to get on an episode of the podcast, you can DM me at Matt Ritter on Twitter. We'll talk about it. See if we can get you on for an episode.
I can't hear shit.
Do you mute?
Because you don't have headphones on.
Hold up.
Well, this isn't an episode right now. We're just.
I can't hear you at all, Matt. Now.
Well, that's fine. You don't need to hear me. You don't have headphones
Maybe
on.
you do need the headphones.
This is just the after show. We're actually about to get off. We're just bullshitting. We already finished the
Put your headphones
actual
back
show.
on.
So
Okay.
here's the thing. I'm not just adding someone to the chat that I've never talked to, met, or interacted with. Like, that's not how we do things. Like I said, if you want to hit me up on Twitter, we can talk. I'll check out some of your stuff and we can work something out. But I'm not randomly adding someone to the chat that I've never met or talked to before. I have no idea what you're going to come on and say. I believe there is a Patreon tier for that's going to start in September. But as of right now, we're not doing that. So
anyway, Matt, if it's cool with you, I think I'm gonna sign off, man. Then we'll call it a night.
Yeah, I am too. I still got to get that whole thing loaded. So
yeah.
All right. Well, for Daddy Delgado, who's about to either go try anal and or get pegged, I am the Warden Matt Ritter, the patron saint of podcasting, and this has been Smackin' It Raw, the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub's post show.
There you go.